guys, Jay. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so this has been coming for a while now. I I have a couple things to get off my chest. And you know what? It's one of these things where it's hard to talk about. I mean, it's really, really, really hard to talk about this kind of stuff. And it's not something I really want to talk about, at all. It's just it has to be. We have to discuss this. We really do. It's just one of these things. Um, the the landscape of toys over the past couple of years has changed dramatically. I mean, like it wasn't that long ago, about 2 or 3 years ago, where it seemed like the toy industry was like booming, like absolutely just exploding. And there are a number of factors on that. There are actually a great number of factors on that. The most, I guess, the biggest factor, honestly, was the pandemic. The pandemic, um, for the most part, was one of the reasons why uh, the whole retail landscape has completely shifted. I mean, 100% gone from like people going to malls and people going to brick and mortar stores and really like doing all their shopping. Well, not all their shopping, but a good majority of their shopping in physical locations to a complete 100 like a shift in the overall. And here's some like big corporate words: paradigm shift, right, to like online sales. um in just in a few short years, not in some cases months. And this was all, of course, brought on about by most of this is still conjecture. Most of this is still opinion. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm an expert, I know exactly what I'm talking about, blah 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 blah. But you know what, having gone through the entire retail landscape as I have over the past couple of years, I think I do have at least some experience. I'm gonna go ahead and say experience on what's been happening, um, throughout the landscape for retail. Um, and it's just this crazy thing that I've been dwelling on for the last couple of months. And I've made no secret about it. I mean, I've been talking about how I'm gonna have to take a break from toy hunting. Um, because again, and there are a number of factors on that too. There's just so many different things that are happening so quickly. The landscape on retail and just everything in general is moving so quickly. Things are changing on a daily basis, in some cases an hourly basis. It is frightening out there. It is an absolute frightening situation. And throughout this, it's a fascinating situation as well, considering the fact that I have been and made friends with multiple different toy manufacturers now, from actual legitimate toy manufacturers in the toy space. I've met people from Mondo. I've met people from NECA. I've met people from Hasbro, from Mattel. I've met so many great creators and so many great manufacturers and producers. Um, and it's interesting listening to the way they speak, in their podcasts, in their interviews, in the whole landscape of what's been going on with retail and toys in general. But then I'm also talking to a lot of independent creators now. People who have literally kickstarted most of their initial efforts for creating toys. Like Animal Warriors: of the Kingdom, Brutal Realms. I was involved with a Kickstarter of our own for Flipboard. With the Mad Hatter and the Mad Hatter team, and so many other great manufacturers out there. Frazetta Girls. You know what I mean? Like so many different creators now upcoming very very soon, and to be very very successful, I imagine, is going to be from the realm, right? With my good friends Carlos of the Badass Reviews and JP over at Thundercats Classics. Um, and it's a frightening situation right now. What's going on right now? Right now, uh, we are in a time now where things are so uncertain. You know what I mean? Or like people are talking about terrorists, people are talking about taking over other governments, people are talking about so many different freaking crazy things which are impossible, but they're talking about it anyway. It is just a strange time that we live in right now. And that sort of instability is what leads us to the retail landscape that we find ourselves in right now. It is a really frightening time right now for toys and retail. It is crazy. Um, just to take a just to step back a bit and really take an overall view of what's been going on. I'll ask this question to you guys. Let me ask you something. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, not too long ago, how many of you have been out to, have gone out, right? Wanted to go have a dinner or whatever, and you walk up to your favorite restaurant that you go to every, few months or maybe even weekly, you never know, only to find out that they have a sign that says, we will be closing soon. Or just plain, we're sorry, but we've closed this location. That has been happening more and more frequent in my neighborhoods and the Greater Toronto area than anyone would like to admit. It's absolutely frightening. Absolutely, absolutely scary. And then, and I don't want to draw too much attention to this, but it's an important factor in what's been happening with the retail landscape. Because of the state of our economy these days, the lowering of everybody's dollar, US, Canada, the euro, everything's going down, 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 down. That leads to crime. Crime is a very, very, very big thing, especially when you talk about retail landscape. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I, don't really see crime in the areas where I've lived. Okay, that's not true. I used to live in a place called Malvern, and it was just an everyday kind of occurrence. We didn't really think about it much. Um, it was just one of those things. Petty crimes, though. You know what I mean? Like shoplifting, this, that, whatever. Stuff like that assaults. Things like that. And that's not a petty crime. But I mean, basically, if you live in a rough neighborhood, rough things happen. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. But what I'm trying to relay here is that I'm seeing that type of crime coming into higher end neighborhoods now, right? Like I'm seeing malls getting hit in broad daylight, smash and grabs, things like that. And that is scary as F. Like seriously. Like there are Instagram channels, right? Dedicated to just highlighting different crimes that are happening around the Greater Toronto area. That is shocking. That is a shocking situation. I am absolutely gobsmacked that anybody would even be able to do that. Like I would think so. Okay, fine. Maybe somebody, mistakenly thinks, oh, Scarborough's a great place to find these things. No, they're talking about Markham. They're talking about, Toronto. They're talking about places where you would never expect. I mean, you would think maybe Jane and Finch. You would think maybe Malvern, where I used to live, and that's just ridiculous. But anyway, it does happen. These places have reputations, right, for being rough neighborhoods. But now you're finding out places like Scarborough Town Center or Markham, Markham Mall, or any a whole bunch of places. Even in Mississauga, places are getting hit, and you're like, what is going on? What is happening? Well, the reality is, the price of food has gone up. The price of gas has gone up. The price of everything has gone up. Anything you want to buy right now is double or triple what it used to be. And that is doubly true for toys. The whole landscape has literally changed overnight. It's a really, really crazy time that we're living in right now. Everything is changing, right? So, and I really don't want to be too dramatic about all this. I really don't. I just have to. I'm just literally relaying what's actually happening because there are so many factors that have come into play for everything that's actually happening out there in the world right now. And these are when we talk about toys, these are first world problems. Let's just call a spade a spade. These are first world problems. You know what I mean? When I reported on the Cat's Lair, and I was talking about how there's a hole punched through like half of these things, and that's an exaggeration, by the way. That's an exaggeration. What I mean is, it punched through half of the reported, ones that have actually been put on social media. I think that's easier to say. Um, and then you see some of them have been crunched, some of them have been actually damaged, some of them actually come with, parts which have fallen off, things like that, like QC issues. That's all first world stuff. You know, those are $800 playsets that have already been paid for. They're not at retail. They're not something where you can just go down to the street. You can go down to your local Toys R Us. You can go down to your local Walmart, your local Target, and just say, "Hey, I want that. I want that kitty in the window." You know what I mean? I want that kitty in the window. No, you can't say that. These are made to order, crowd-funded projects, right, from the actual manufacturer, direct from the manufacturer. And the delivery process of it is what it was. No, we're talking about retail here. We're talking about, here's Toys R Us, here's a Marvel Legends figure, Maximum Spider, which is going to be out in a few months, and he's $50. 50 freaking dollars. What? Um, and I'm one of the guys, who's not really that surprised at that. I'm one of the guys who's basically saying, well, you know what, things are changing. Things are changing. Like we're gonna see much higher prices for import figures. If you've been enjoying your $35 SH Figure Arts figure, when you used to pay $80 to $100 for an SH Figure Arts figure, guess what? We're going back to the 180 80 to $100 figures. Okay, like this is just reality. We just have to face it. Why? Because of imports. Because of just the cost of manufacturing these figures right now. Things have really changed, right? There is an ongoing situation with China and with the Asia and with the whole nine yards is just absolutely going bonkers right now. And this has a trickle down effect. It all trickles down because once you hit the manufacturer with a certain number of, like I said, inflation and cost, like for the dollar, to gas prices, which impact how these things are manufactured, how these things are shipped over, how these things get to us, into retail stores. That impacts the retail stores. And what happens to the retail stores? Well, then they raise the prices. Then they stop ordering. You know, when they used to order 50 pieces at a time, now they're only ordering 10 pieces at a time, right? So now there's a scarcity in the market as well. Um, and it all trickles down. The whole thing just keeps trickling, 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 trickling. And you know what? It ends up hurting the consumer at the end. Um, and it ends up hurting the retail market in the end, right? And going back to the statement I made earlier about your favorite restaurant, that's where I really think that's where things get really scary. That's where things get really frightening. When you're talking about entertainment or going out or having a good time or just heck, just spending time with your family, right? That landscape has changed too, right? The idea of going to movies. Wow, that's changing rapidly. When you're going to talk about, going out and spending dinner with your family, man, that's changing, right? And again, it has a lot to do with the fact that gas is just incredibly expensive right now, right? And that was one of the main reasons why I had to pull back and had to take toy hunting to a certain level, like really bringing it down. And if I'm taking a break on toy hunting, imagine if you just want to go to dinner, you want to have a good time with your family, you want to bring out your girlfriend, your boyfriend, you want to bring out your significant other, whoever it is. You want to just spend time with a family member. You want to just spend time with your friends, right? So all of a sudden, what do? You climb into you grab your car. There's several ways to do it. You grab your car, you drive down. Well, guess what? Gas is absolutely ridiculously expensive. So you're spending money on gas. You get to the location. Well, guess what? In order to get that food to that location so that they can cook it, gas just went up, and those prices have to come down and be charged to the retail location, or in this case, the restaurant. And the restaurant has to start hiking up their prices in order to actually match what's happening with the market. And then, you received your bill after sitting down and having a nice meal, and what you used to pay, let's say, like $50 for two people for a night out, is now $80 between the two of you. Holy crap! That is quite a jump. And I'm not even exaggerating about that because I just did it the other day. So what happens? a lot less people are going to go out for dinner. A lot more people are going to start buying, and cooking at home. Well, guess what? Your groceries have just tripled. I heard something freaking crazy the other day, and I could not freaking believe it. I heard people are buying eggs from Costco in the US and are actually being and people are actually starting to sell them on the street. Holy crap. What the F is going on? That is ridiculous. People are selling eggs that they bought at Costco and reselling them in on the street. What the F is going on? When I heard that, that was mind blowing to me, right? And digging a little further, I found out that there was some avian flu that was going around and just infecting a whole bunch of different chickens and a whole different bunch of fowl, and they had to slaughter the entire herd. I was like, what is going on here? This is crazy. And that again, trickle down effect. Imagine like how many dishes do we know are made with eggs? I can think of nearly 30 to 40% of the dishes out there, especially the ones you eat in restaurants, are made with eggs. You need eggs to make bread. You need eggs to make, you need eggs to make everything in a lot of ways. So, what the F is going on? Well, that's exactly what happens. And because eggs have gone like triple the price, guess what? Restaurants have to charge double the price for your souffle, for your omelet. They got to charge. It's a trickle down effect. It's crazy, and that is what's going to happen with retail. Retail is in an absolute mess right now. It's absolutely just crazy, and it's caused all of these expenses, all of these problems, the gas, everything, the gas, the food, everything has just gone crazy. And because of that, it is causing the effect of retail stores having to close because no one's going out to buy things. No one's going out to eat. No one's going out to Toys R Us to buy things. Nobody's going out to Walmart. But they're going for the essentials. The essentials are the only things that are important right now. Your family is the only thing that's important right now. It is a crazy thing that's happening at this stage. And because of that, and again, my channel, MJR Collector was doing really, really well, right? I was happy to go out every week, or other week, or in some cases just a month, and I was happy to go take a look and just archive what was happening out there with toys, what was happening out there with um the latest releases, right? When Marvel would announce something, I'd be like, oh crap, I gotta go see if it's over at GameStop. I gotta go check my GameStop. I gotta go check my Toys R Us. I gotta go check Walmart. I gotta go check all the hot spots, all the haunts that I go to. And slowly but surely, I was noticing patterns, a lot of different patterns. Walmart was the first one. The reduction in adult collectibles at Walmart happened fast. Like between Master Universe and GI Joe and a lot of things which I was collecting actively, and specifically Ghostbusters, it was dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. Like they would order a lot less, a lot less frequently as well. And I said, okay, fine. Well, I don't need to go to Walmart. I can go to GameStop. And GameStop was a shining jewel in terms of that. They were ordering a crap ton of stuff all the time. And I was always happy to pre-order stuff at GameStop too. Well, recently something's happened at GameStop, and we're going to circle back to that. Essentially, what I want to say with GameStop is, over the past couple of years, actually during the pandemic, they were in danger of actually foreclose, of actually literally going bankrupt, and actually being sold to a company who was pretty much going to phase them out of existence. Um, and then we're back in that situation now, at least here in Canada and in France, apparently. And we're going to circle back to that. Um, but Toys R Us, it has been the biggest concern for me right now. Obviously, just prior to the pandemic, Toys R Us US announced disclosures, and that was devastating to so many different toy fans and parents in general, families in general. Um, there's a slow crawl and resurgence to try and bring it back. The efforts are great. I think that they're starting to make some headway, but we're gonna talk about Toys R Us again as we go on. I just wanted to recap everything that I've experienced over the past couple of years, and just you know express how crazy this is, how insane this is. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the actual manufacturers and how you can see a pattern. You can see things that are slowly starting to happen. Everybody's still going to the Comic Cons. Everybody's still making announcements. Everybody's still having, their, social media blitzes. But it's not the same anymore. Things have changed and changed a lot. And the price is really where everything is getting frightening. It's absolutely frightening. And the big question remains. It keeps looming in the background. The question of, is toy hunting dead? Because the reality is, as the landscape of retail changes, that intrinsically affects the whole gambit of whether or not you can go and hunt toys in the wild. You know, more and more, I'm finding myself ordering toys online, and it's a shame. It's a real shame, and I'm going to explain why that is. Because, in a nutshell, what really did what really did it for me, for and still does it for me, is the thrill of the hunt. The thrill of the hunt is the biggest thing when you're going to hunting. Yeah, you're probably wasting a crap ton of gas just going from place to place to place to place to place. But let me tell you, when you hit, you hit. Just like in gambling. When you find that one figure that you've been looking for, for the last couple of days, for the last week, for the last however, as soon as it was announced, when you find it in the wild, it is an adrenaline rush like you wouldn't believe. And that is what really keeps toy hunters going. You know what I mean? And there are several different types of toy hunters. There are new in-box toy hunters. There are vintage toy hunters. There are toy hunters who just go out literally to find something special that day. Thrifters, um, you know, uh, um, exclusive toy hunters. All these types of guys who literally go for either in-box or open box. There are guys who just go out for crazy deals. Sometimes they're Ollie toy hunters. Just literally people who go to Ollie's specifically. Jeffrey, I'm talking to you. Um, I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, the landscape has changed. The game has changed. Everything has changed, and we're going to talk about that tonight. This is a topic which, of course, is near and dear to my heart. But at the same time, there's also the question about what's happening with the Mega J Retro, the MJR Collector channel. What the heck is going on with it? Because I've effectively stopped. I have effectively stopped hunting toys. And I don't want that to happen. I really don't. And I'm trying to figure out a way to save MJR Collector. Because as it stands right now, the channel has all but been abandoned. And that is a travesty. That's something I never thought would happen. I knew that I would have to scale back. I knew that I would have to do certain things. But the channel's basically done because I can't afford to go out and toy hunt. And you know what? For the longest time, longtime viewers of MJR Collector, you'll know I actually didn't buy anything for the last couple of months of toy hunting. I was doing what I used to call catch and release in a lot of times. I would literally just find something, tell everybody that it was available, tell everybody where it was, and say, best of luck to everybody. I hope you guys can grab this if you're looking for it. That was pretty much it because I was not in the position to buy toys at the time. But I wanted to help people. I wanted to tell people about the fact that this is out there, the fact that it's now starting to hit stores, and really just the thrill of the hunt for me, just to be able to find something, say, shit, I found it. Holy crap, I found it in the wild, this and that. You know what I mean? And I had some epic toy hunts in the past, right? Some of you guys will remember I found some crazy grails, some crazy things. I found stuff on sale, which was just absolutely bonkers. And you know what? I still want to do that. I still want to go out there. I still want to find the crazy deals. I still want to find the grails. I still want to find the exclusives and just have a good time as I did not too long ago hunting. But the reality is gas prices and gas and toy prices have just literally been a barrier to entry for all that stuff. And it's just absolutely crazy. And I don't like it. I don't like it. And I want to find a way somehow to save the MJR Collector channel because honestly, it's I don't want to say it's over for it, but it's not. It's not over for the MJR Collector channel, but it is so hard right now. It is so hard right now for me to keep up any sort of consistency with MGR Collector. The only consistency I've been able to do is just to double up my live streams on there, and that's not helping. It's not helping at all. People come to the MGR Collector channel to watch somebody go hunting for toys, and I've been failing at that. I I just don't know. I can't believe I just said that, but it's true. It's true. And I just have to come to that realization that something has to. I have to do something. I have to do something. I have to do something to save that channel. And you know what? Part of that is admitting that there's a problem. Part of that is admitting that there is a situation that I'm having a crap ton of problems trying to fix, right? And as a community, you know, our community here at Mega J Retro at MJR Collector, I need to know when to ask for help. To say, guys, help me. Tell me what I should do. How can we save this channel? Because I'm running out of ideas. I just don't know what to do with the Mega J with the MJR so with the MJR Collector channel. And I don't want it to disappear. It's a scary situation out there right now. It really is. And these are first world problems. I'm not going to say that anyone's going to suffer from this. You know, I'm not going to say that anyone's going to like the heavens aren't going to fall down if this stops. You know, the you know if if toys decided to stop tomorrow, things are going. But you know what? I don't want that to happen either. Right? And there's not that is something, and I there is a solution to that. And we're going to talk about tonight. There is actually a freaking solution for that. And thankfully, that is something I'm really hopeful for. That is something I'm really grateful for, that there is a solution. And we are going to talk about what that solution is. Okay? Because this is important. These are important. It's a first world problem important, but it's important. Anyway, I didn't want this to be dramatic. I really didn't. But this is just, you know, this is like everything's going through my head right now, and I'm having a hard time really wrapping my head around it because I just don't understand it. Right? When I got into this thing, it was like, you know, going back in time, right? Going back in time and reliving all those great memories I used to have as a kid. Right? Ghostbusters, Transformers, GI Joe, which was crazy, and I was actually coming back in style. You know what I mean? Thundercats, right? Like everything I could have imagined. Then Master of the Universe came back, and I was literally blown out of the water. It was absolutely nuts. And slowly but surely, Master Universe is no longer being distributed at my Walmarts, and that's insane. And I want to talk about it. And I'm hoping that you guys will chime in as well. As a matter of fact, talking about chiming in, let's say hi to everybody who's here. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here tonight. I know that there are a lot of other places which you could be at. You know, like there's Geek Dad Life After Dark. There's, Toy Habits probably just did a stream as well. I'm sure that there's a lot of other places you could be. But thank you for spending time with me, guys. Thank you, because this to me is important. It's been dwindling on my mind. I woke up this morning, and I literally realized. I said, you know what? If I don't do something, if I don't say something, you know, something I really love and something I really am attached to is slowly gonna disappear. So just want to take this opportunity to say hi. All right. Neil Hunter, hi. Toy hunting in real life? Like brick and mortar stores? Oh, yeah, it's pretty much dead. At least as far as I'm concerned, in my area at least. I still check the toy aisles, but it's totally a bust. Oh my God, Neil. Like that summarizes everything that's happening to me. Very long time, Neil. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Kenzel's Creations, good to see Neil. Lord Hoagie's in the house. Skeletor, what's up, my brother? How you doing tonight? Are you assuming my planet of origin? No, we are not assuming anything. Blah. Neil Hunter, I recently started collecting Motu Origins, and employees at Walmart and True told me that people would come in and scoop up the figures as soon as I put them out. And that's actually a good thing. That part is amazing if that's happening. But unfortunately, trying to find them is the problem. There's very little distribution in any areas recently. Legend Odinson, where there is no Motu at 3 Walmarts near and kind of far from me. The scalper is hitting the only target near me the first thing in the mornings. It's like a doornail. It can be tough too. But it really does come down to limited distribution, which is another terrible thing that's been happening with Master Universe. It's crazy. Funky Play Brothers sell collectibles and adventure fun. Guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Funky Play Brothers. These guys are freaking awesome. You should definitely check them out. Yes, in store, Hunt's dead. Never find much. Most of the stuff we get is pre-ordered. God, that is just so depressing. My mistake, Lord Hoagie. Where do you rule? All right, I admit it. I'm from Earth. There you go, Lord Hoagie. Shao Kahn's in the house. What's going on, my brother? How you doing tonight? Eternian Lips. Jared's in the house, guys. Definitely check out Eternian Lips on YouTube. Wonderful toy tuber. Hey, Jay. Sadly, I've seen this around my area for a good while. No Mutu and no G.I. Joe. Anything notably to get excited about is gone. Online is okay, but it's not the same, and reward of success is not there. This is just a rotating sort of thing that everyone seems to be seeing. It's just crazy. Kenzo Slashes in the house, guys. Definitely check out Kenzo on YouTube. He's doing freaking amazing work. Customizations. He made it a freaking Adora and literally predicted that was going to happen. Jay, who is that young buck in the intro? Is he your little cousin? What? No, I know what you're saying. Who is that guy? Who is that guy? Yeah, he's a punk is what he is. He's a punk. I got to update that intro. It's nothing but anime in there. It's nothing but anime in that intro. And of course, that stems back to the fact that my channel was started as an anime channel. Christopher Voss. I visited 9 Walmarts weekly in my job in Canada, among other retail locations. Turnover is dead. Most pegs are empty. Most visits. That's nuts. That is nuts. But it's true. Lord Hoogie, wait. There's a Planet of Sandwiches? If so, I'm in there. Nerd with the Suit. Hello. Man, these live streams are happening a lot. Well, I don't have to get up tomorrow. Good to see you, brother. Always great to see Nerd with the Suit. Mac Baby. Agreed. Online is taking over. Nerd with the Suit. Also, a lot of corporate greed comes into play because pandemic led to raise in prices that seemed reasonable. But even then, when it ended, companies still wanted to hold on those higher prices. Prices don't come down. Once prices go up, they very rarely come down. Christopher Voss. Anecdotal, of course, but the first visit of Walmart for my day job, there's more staff devoted to fulfilling online orders than assisting customers in stores. Wow. Daniel Silva. I haven't found anything at Walmart or Target in forever. Crazy. Just crazy. There was a soup. People are not making as much due to wages remaining stagnant too. If I don't make a lot, and if it wasn't for my bestie encouraging me, I would never have bought most of the Godzilla. My most recent Godzilla at the last con. You have to be right. We're having to decide and be very picky about what we're going to collect now. It's really quite sad. Sorry, guys. King Panther, MJR, greetings. I'm loving the new Scare Glove from Mondo, which arrived at the exclusive head and flame effects. Awesome. Let's get excited for Mattel reveals this week. It's going to be good. The new revealed live stream is going to be happening this weekend. Or is it next weekend? I can't remember. I believe it's next weekend, actually. And I'm excited to see that. Thank you, Noel. Good to see you. TBW is in the house. Shao Kahn, my Walmarts have stocked up the toys that are all up there. Crazy. Let's see here. Sean Harrell, what's going on, brother? Long time. It's been a while. Good to see Sean. I have to skip, guys. There's so many guys who are here. I want to say hi. Terrence, next toys. What clickbait nonsense, Jay? What do you mean? I'm asking a question. You're toy hunting a day. Well, congratulations, dude. You must have more money for gas than I do. Just buy toys. It'll work itself out. Not at the prices that are out there, brother. I appreciate the fact that you have enough disposable income that it's okay for you to go out every day. But not all of us have that kind of disposable income, to be honest with you. It's getting ridiculous. Lord Hoagie, it's official. All crimes coming from Canada. Carbon tax. Oh, man. Just crazy. Just crazy. But he's a maximum. Oh, man. Hard pass on Maximum Spider. Which is crazy. Just nuts. Mac Baby. I only have one toy and I already bought it this year. That's the HasLab Rattler and 2 Robotech Cyclones from Mosho. The rest is for bills and groceries. Crazy. Terrence Next Toys. I'll never give up on toys. I stand with the Four Horsemen, Hasbro, Mattel, NECA, Spiro, and Harbinger Studios. Well, that's great, brother. And I'm glad. I'm glad for that. I'm glad you're doing that. But at the same time, not all of us have that luxury right now. Legend Odison. Why did Battle Armor New Skeletor skyrocket in price so hard to find? I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things. If it's small distributions, it can happen. Killer money, greedy corporations ruin everything now, and it's making everybody poor. People at the top make millions, and everybody else gets minimum wage. That is a common theme, especially today. Rato's Prime, 1982. Never going to give up on Transformers, G.I. Joe, Small Scale, and Motu Origins. Well, you got to collect what you love, but sometimes you have to look at what's more important. Nervous Suit. My bestie gave me money to cover taxes at the con, and that's what happened. And that's what helped my decision buying the SH Monster Arts Evolved Godzilla. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. A lot of us are having to make concessions in order for it to happen. Christopher Voss. I heard 3POA podcast blames Canada for what? For what? I don't understand what they would blame us for. I mean, like, blame us for it. Like, we haven't been doing too much for that. Justin Mohan, toy hunting is dead in Canada for sure. We don't have any stores here or any stock when there is something. This is what I'm saying. Terrence Next Toys, trickling makes me go to the bathroom. All right. Draconin, he can do it. All right, brother. Good stuff. Good stuff. I can remember the last time I found something I wanted at retail. I can't remember the last time. Oh, wow. 12 inches Moose Dream live. Yes, this is live, brother. This is live. Get an electric vehicle. I did. Dude, that does like electricity's gone up. Everything's gone up. Like, I know what you're saying. And the thing is, I can't afford a $32,000 vehicle right now. The cause and effect here is not really working. I can't just get rid of one thing and lose $15,000 to get something else. Then I'm going to incur another $15,000. Like, what? The math doesn't math. It just doesn't seem to work. Never the Suit. The Waffle House is a prime example of what you're talking about. Oh, wowzers. I don't know much about the Waffle House. I don't know much about American restaurants, but I heard. But it used to be you can buy tons of food at American restaurants. And the last time I was in America, which was not that long ago, it was about 3 or 4 months ago, it was not cheap to eat at Cracker Barrel. That was insane. Let's see here. Draconin, everything expensive across the board, except to move on, since I can't do anything about it. I accept it and move on. So, well, dude, that's fine. I think we all have to accept it, but not all of us can actually go out there and do it. Terrence Next Toy. How did this channel become about zombie chicken apocalypse? It didn't. I'm talking about how the retail landscape has changed, and even just regular groceries are actually part and parcel to that entire equation. So if you can't do the math, you need eggs to make eggs. Well, that's the chicken and the egg scenario, isn't it? Legend Notice and eggs have gone way up in California. It really has. It is just crazy. Lord, I would eat a zombie chicken at this point. Yep, pretty much. Chinovo could confirm. There's always a big like for eggs in Costco, and it's sad when society scalp food. That is frightening. That is frightening. That's something you hear about in other countries. Again, first world problems, right? First world problems. Now they are becoming first world problems. They're not becoming third world problems. They're becoming first world problems. Can we just talk about toys and be happy? We're going to get there, but unfortunately, we have to talk about reality a little bit. Eat toy eggs. Yep, that's exactly that was my point. You can't eat toys. You can't. Chewy's here. Chewy, if you want to come on and talk a little bit about what we're discussing here, let me know. I'll send you the link. I would love to have your opinion on this. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to send it to you right now. The toy daddies are here, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe to No Chewing. Wonderful toy tuber, and of course, he's an incredible toy photographer. Like, definitely give him a like and a follow. Tell him that Jay sent you. But definitely, I would love to get Chewy's opinion, so I'm just going to send him the link if he can make it. If not, that's okay. I totally get it. And this is a polarizing type of situation we have here, so I don't understand if people don't want to talk about it either. Let's see here. Alejandro Valdez, what's going on, my friend? I'm a Ninja Brew. Good to see you, brother, all the way from, I believe it is Africa. Right? I can't remember, but good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Hospaz Wolveraven. As a kid in Playworld or Toys R Us, I don't remember seeing many adults shopping for toys. Now, as an adult, I don't see many kids shopping for toys. Or sorry, I don't see many toys stores at all. This is just the way it is, brother. William Randall. I'm not gonna go to shows or flea markets this year. I might buy a truck. Again, necessities, right? Just plain necessities. Terrence, we need a place online where a friendly face talks toys and where we can find eggs. That is not untrue, dude. That is not untrue. Silver Tiamat. The closure of Toys R Us in the US really hurt consumers. Walmart and Target started to feel like since there was no big competition, they could just coast by. Yeah, you know what? I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, I just keep hearing people say the same thing about Toys R Us in the US, even here in Canada, that their prices are actually pretty premium. So, there is that, but I think it was the exclusivity in many cases as well as the availability. There was just way more choice at Toys R Us. So I think that's where you're coming from, which makes sense. Northern Nomad, I think it's inevitable transition to more of an online hobby. And that is sad. That is really, really sad. William Randall, I need a real truck so I can feel like a real man. Go for it, dude. Judge Dreads, the hunt is always a major part of collecting. It can be. It can be. But soon, it may not be. And I think that really is what's scaring many of us in this space right now. Terrence, so there's tons of toy hunters, but we're debating if toy hunting is dead. Yes, if we're debating if retail toy hunting is dead, because that's how you toy hunt. I mean, yes, you could argue that you can toy hunt online by finding the best deals, by looking for exclusives, but at the same time, once you secure it, it's there. The thrill of the hunt on that level is a bit different. It is different, but whereas when you find something physical in store, and it literally is like winning the lottery in a lot of ways. So. Don't know if you remember that anymore, Terrence. It's not dead. Well, depends on your perspective, Terrence. Sadis Lupin, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Anybody else we haven't said hi to? I'm looking around. Neil, I miss the toy hunts of old. An intersection nearby had, as a kid, as a kid in the 20s, two malls, including KB Toys, a Toys R Us, and Kmart. Now the intersection has Amazon distribution centers and a Walmart. Wow, that is horrific. That is prophetic, isn't it? That is prophetic. Holy crap. Mark Riddell, long time, brother. Big issue with most toy companies, most toy collecting being online is you can't look over a figure. Oh, I want this one. This one has a botch paint app. So sometimes you might find a fig with wonky eyes or whatever. Correct. I've highlighted that many times in my toy hunts. And you know what? That's a really good point. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Judge Dreads, in big cities with a lot of collectors, it's dead unless you collect Barbie dolls. Terrence, I do, but there's an ongoing topic that is like a dead horse being beaten too many times. Well, brother, if you're not part of the conversation, you're welcome to sit in the sidelines. I totally understand where you're coming from. Joining in hot and heavy right now at 12:56 in the morning a.m. Well, that's my time. I don't know what time it is over at his area, but 1 a.m. here in Canada. Coming in hot and heavy is the man himself. No chewing. No, Chewy.
What's up, Jay? How are you doing?
No, you know what, dude? I just woke up this morning and realized that if I don't do something, one of my channels might just disappear. So, and just in general, I miss toy hunting, man. I really do. I miss toy hunting, and I just wanted to come on here and just say to everybody here, does anybody else miss toy hunting? So, you're an avid toy collector. Do you have a take on this right now, or is like before I even go there? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, It's also 12:57 and where I'm at too, so I am. It's late, but
you're crazy like I am. You gotta get to work tomorrow. What's that?
I just got off playing Marvel Rivals with Machi Toy, and
there you go.
Saw you were going live, so
send Machu the link if you want. Well, I want to hear everybody's opinion on this. This is important to me, and I imagine it's important to all of us, really. But other than that, screw that. How are you doing, brother? What are you up to? What's going on in Chewy's life? Because last time we saw each other was a few months ago at Legion's Con. I've seen some. You did a giveaway recently, and some other things that have happened. So, You know what's happening? I keep hitting that damn thing. What's happening with you, brother? Like how things are going?
Since Legion's Con, which was awesome. I loved catching up with you, seeing you in person, actually twice in 1 year, which was awesome.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, just been focused on the channel, trying to grow from there. We've been doing a lot more live toy photography, some like live reviews. I've been focused a lot on doing some behind the scenes stuff. Again, that's all photography. Sorry, a bit rambly this late at night, but exciting news. I'm gonna be at Toy Fair this weekend. Me and
Sweet.
Yimbo, the Toy Daddies got badges to be press, so we're pressed now, which is awesome.
Isn't that freaking awesome? Like seriously,
Who would
like
have freaking thought? Us.
no man, like
We're
seriously,
worlds.
you guys are killing it. The Toy Daddies and the Toy Collective, like seriously, that's this. The community should be reporting. Here's the reality. Okay, the community should be reporting on toys, right? Like these reporters who actually go to these things, they're bored as crap. They don't get excited about this stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's really we should like we as the toy community should be there, right? And we should be allowed to be
Absolutely.
there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to have passion. Otherwise, it's a bit boring to hear about news from people that aren't terribly interested in this type of thing. And you know, we're going, and it's fun for us. We're not getting, we're pressed, but we're not getting paid by anyone. We're just taking the invite and we're rolling with it.
Absolutely. And guys, if you haven't already, please check out No Chewing on Instagram. I mean, this guy is just killing it. Transformers, man. Like, look at that. Look at that atmosphere. Look at that smoke. He's just killing it. Look at those turtles. Seriously. Dude, you are killing it. All the toy daddies are killing it. And it's great to see you. And thank you for joining us tonight, brother.
Thank you. Super appreciate it.
Yeah. So you know what? We super excited to hear that you're going to be heading to Toy Fair this year. I've heard great things. You're going to go hook up with Pixel Dan. You're going to hook up with Ramen Toy, who are also going to be there this year. So
Oh,
it's
are
going to
they?
be
Okay, yes,
yeah. So
definitely.
when you run into them, be sure to hit them over the head and tell, hey, that was from Jay. But I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's gonna be it sounds like it's gonna be exciting. It's my understanding that there are gonna be a bunch of reveals there. I think
Mhm.
Hasbro might show something cool. Hey, you know what? You should really get Dan to let you mess with the Maximum and just tell us exactly what it's like.
I'll pull off a heist.
You should definitely do that and find out what those guys are going to tell you about it, because you know what, Ryan, unfortunately he I think you know what, when you're having an interview with somebody, things kind of like get a little bit straight. You start thinking about different things. You don't understand the questions, right? So a lot of people are jumping on board with what the little things that were said. You know what? Those can be misconstrued all the time, and
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, in my opinion, though, and this like I haven't been shy about this, and if anybody's going to come at me for this, come at me. But I think that it's just a sign of the times about what's going to be happening with new figures going forward. I mean, the prices for action figures are just going like stupid, just absolutely stupid right now.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah, everything's going up, and it's not just we've had this conversation, and the people in the chat are already heard this as well. Everything's going up, especially in the US. Medication, gas, like everything, groceries, everything across the board is just kind of we're just bearing down, I guess.
Yeah, brother. And like I said, I applaud Ryan for going on on stream live, because
Yeah.
I did sort of joke that they don't do lives anymore. You know what I mean? They sort of just have a pre-record and let it done. So I think Ryan was a very gracious to actually get on Unparalleled Universe and talk a little bit, right? Like how often does that actually happen? What's going on here? William Randall. Jay, read the chat. Use MJR Collector channel to talk about your own toys. You don't have to shut the channel down. Have fun with what you have. That's a great suggestion. Thank you, Randall.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's
I saw that in the chat. He was trying to get your attention with that, but yeah, I think that's a great idea.
yeah. I
Enjoy the
apologize.
toys that you have, and catalog that. I think that's a great idea.
I do. There's a bit of a caveat there that I have to talk about, but Randall, thank you for that. I apologize, but if you look at how far your chat was when I was just talking. So now that I'm reaching, you don't feel left out, because I was really just trying to get through the chat, and then Chewy joins in. It's a party now. It's a party. So good to see you, brother. Um, I'm gonna go say hi to we're gonna just quickly say hi to
Yeah,
everybody. We're gonna get back on this.
keep on keeping
Chris
on.
Allen, my hunting is mainly online. Okay, brother, it is what it is these days. MIS1 still hunting sometimes. That's exactly what it is, bro. Read the chat, please. Yes, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying my best. I'm only one person here, unfortunately. My mods are not here. Um, let's see here. $60 for a Venom pass. Frustration. It all makes questions. Our toy collecting is also content creation. We don't know how much that damn thing's going to be yet, honestly. So we're going to find out in the
Oh, I
next
think it
couple of
is.
days.
I believe it is $60 in the US for Venom. I think
That
someone
is,
listed as that, and then Kingpin is going to be 40, and then I don't know the rest of them. Probably 25 if I had to guess.
we're gonna. Well, you know what? If you like it, if it's something that you want, then buy it. If it's something you don't need, don't buy it. That's just the mantra that many of us toy collectors should actually adhere to, but we don't. William Randall, it doesn't have to be about toy hunting, but it sort of does, and I'll try to explain how that works in a minute. Judge Dreads, there are no Marvel Legends, no Motu, and few McFarlane 2 years old where I live. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Skeletor, you don't have to be so hard on yourself. The reason I know about half the stuff is out there. Um, and you know what? There's another thing I have to talk about. How I got to this point, right? It's kind of what it is. Let's see here. Anybody else I haven't said hi to? Looks like we're okay. Oh, Mark Riddell. No one should feel ashamed about their hobbies. I'm not ashamed. It's not. It's not. I'm just kind of taking a step back and saying is there any way to keep this going? And I'm not sure. I'm really sort of perplexed right now. Draconin, we're happy to be here and talk toys with you, regardless of the channel is called. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I really do. And I thank everybody here who's been part of the community and helping the channels grow. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you. But guys, definitely check out No Chewing and the Toy Daddies, and these guys. These guys deserve every bit of the accolades. They are so talented. And they're a community. If you haven't already, check out the toy collecting community over at the TPC. You guys gotta check. You guys gotta check them out. These guys are doing the good stuff.
Thank you, Joe. You've
Um,
always been so kind about
I'm
that.
just a talking head on YouTube, man. These guys are actually doing stuff, all right. So help these guys out. Forget me. Don't worry about me. Cornflakes baby, Mega J rocks. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I do. Mars to JDO copy. I'm trying, dude. I'm trying. Mad Droid. Why do you want blah, blah? Why don't you go to the flea market? Does it really have to be buying toys from a store? I have done thrifting. I have done things. Here's the thing. What I want to collect is not a thrift store. What I want to collect is not at the flea market. Well, sometimes it's at the flea market. Here's the other problem. The closest free, it's not like the US where there are flea markets. Well, and even in the US, it depends on your state.
It
Because
really does. It really
because
does.
I know for a fact that there are tons of guys like, Retro Rick and all these guys who are like every day they're going out to the flea markets and trying to hunt some stuff. That does not happen here. We do not have a flea market every few 50 or 60 miles away. No, we don't have that. It's hard for me to find a flea market, but you know what? It's an avenue. And thank you for the suggestion, Mad Droid. Maybe I'll try in my harder to find a flea market. Sci-fi and toy fan, what's going on, dude? How you doing tonight? Go to the museum or something. I see no YouTubers doing. There's probably a reason why nobody's doing reports. No, I know why nobody visits the museum, dude. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that they have a policy against no photography for commercial use. So I think that you might have a hard time making a YouTube channel about going to without permission. Anyway, you'd have to partner up with a museum in order to get that. But you know what? They do need the traffic, right? So I don't know.
Or you just get to go to the museum once, and you just keep going, bouncing through museums, being asked to leave.
Yeah, that's the whole point, right? You got to be careful. Or like I said, you get permission. That can work out too. Alejandro, we're all hurting these days, Jay. But as much as we love toys, most of us tune into your channel to connect with you. You're a lovable guy, and I'm a lovable guy. What the fuck?
You
Seriously?
sure are. You sure are, buddy. That's how I feel about it too.
I've never been told that before, but okay, thank you, bro. I really appreciate that. I do, and thank you, Chewy. I didn't know that you thought I was lovable. I love you too, bro. And I speak for the community when I say that. Thank you guys. I do appreciate that. You know what? I love you guys too. Seriously, you guys are all part of the family here. Danny Rodriguez, long time, brother. Hang in there, Jay. Brady, there's on the horizon. I sure as hell hope so. Right? Like honestly, forget. Like I said, first world problems. Right? Forget about everything else. But people selling fucking eggs on the street. When I saw a video, I
Oh,
was
some
like,
of
"This
those
is."
videos
I
that
saw
that's
this is,
messed up.
dude, dude. I was like, that is straight up BS. When I heard the first rumor, then I actually saw a video. I was like, that lady has more eggs than freaking grocery stores. Like, what the hell is she doing out there? I was like, this is insane.
Also, the families buying those eggs on the street, why do you need like 36 eggs at a time? Like my refrigerator is
They're just
apparently not that big because I can't fit
no,
like a
they're
tray
just
of eggs.
they're just stalking, right? Like right now, it's kind of like when you hear hurricanes coming. People just like you see the shelves just freaking get cleared out because people just lose their minds, right? Once people find out that there's no eggs or you can't buy, and the Costco's the only people lose their minds. They were killing each other for fucking Pokemon cards. Like, what the hell is going on out there? Like, seriously, like I don't know, man. My faith in humanity is slowly starting to dwindle again.
It's a
Uh,
test right now. It's a test.
it is, and I agree. Multisanti. We like to watch you hunting or buying toys. Doesn't matter. You are talking about toy news and offering your opinion, which is why we watch. So I have two channels, Multisanti, and thank you because yes, I try my best to keep up with the toy news, but I had a unique perspective because I actually was able to successfully split my channel into two, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. And I want to find out people's opinions on that and how that works out. But that was an interesting exercise as well. Eric Perryman is in the house. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Anybody else I have? Oh, Grego's in the house. What's going on, Grego? We had a great chat with Grego the other night. It was fun. It was so great. Too many hobbies in the house. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I will. Again, I'm not hurting. That's not what I'm saying. That's not like it's like everybody's thinking that I'm gonna kill the channel right away. No, no. I'm just trying to find solutions for myself and for oh my gosh, Tommy's in the house. What's going on, Tommy? Of course, coming fresh off of the Ghostbusters and of course Tila from Mondo. Good to see you, Tommy. I would hunt, but do not have the time. I bet in Los Angeles too, the hunt is more intense. I would imagine as well. And congratulations, Tommy, once again on the Evelyn and all the upcoming figures that are coming up. You're doing some great work, Tommy. And I probably screwed up which one.
Oh, he sculpted the latest Evelyn.
He's called the Evelyn. He helped. Well, I'm saying help. I'm going to say helped. I don't. I'm not sure how much everybody did, but Tommy is a wonderful sculptor on the Mondo staff. He's helped out with Evelyn. He's helped out with Tila, I believe Shira. I believe many of those characters, and Batman the Animated Series. A lot of great stuff Tommy's done. So,
those
guys, if you haven't
CPs.
already, subscribe to Sculpt Viper Tommy on Instagram. He's doing some amazing work.
That's awesome.
He's incredible. Freaking incredible. Shao Kahn is in the house. What's going on? Chris Allen, good to see you. Oh, Action Figuratorium. Once again, good to see you, brother. I don't stand with Hasbro. You know what? They bring us good toys, brother, and there have been layoffs, there have been controversies, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, but I don't blame the people there. The corporation is such as it is, and I really do hope that everybody there is gonna stay there for a long time. We'll see what happens. But
yeah,
anyway,
with any company, and especially going through, as we said, like going through struggles, always be kind to the people. People are people.
100%. Guys, if you haven't already, check out Action Figuratorium if you're into following Kickstarters. Dude's actually doing some great work. Would love to have him on at some point. Actually, brother, if you are interested, send me a PM right now on IG. We'd love to have your opinion about what's going on with the retail space, brother. I'd love to talk to you right now. So send me a quick PM, and we'll try to get you on. Todd C, what's going on? If you think toy hunting in LA is competing with the vendors, forms Franks and Sons. Yeah, that's an infamous kind of situation. We're not really going to go on that tangent right now, I don't think. Legend Odin's son broke down and got mutated merman from Amazon Germany because it never showed up around me. Dude, you know what? The distribution has just been horrid with Mattel, and I think I've been complaining about that since the very beginning. It really is just a terrible thing. Terrence next to us. I'm not wealthy, but work 2 jobs, and I do what I need to do to support my hobby, and that's great. That's wonderful, Terrence. But you know what? The things you were mentioning earlier, it's not everyone's same situation, right? So that's all I'm saying. Vaz Zone, what's going on, dude? Guys, if you haven't already, check out Vaz Zone. The dynamic duo themselves, they're doing great work. You should definitely check it out. For toy photography, toy customizations, you guys got to check it out. Gonna catch up on the post painting McFarlane. See what I'm saying? The man never stops. It's like 1 a.m. in the morning. He just keeps going. Just keeps going. Let's see here. Peep Show Magazine. A lot of people can complain when some toy channels get political. However, politics and toy collecting go hand in hand, and we are dealing with tariff wars. We are about to see some bigger prices hikes. I'm trying to stay away from politics. I'm just talking about reality. I'm just talking about actual reality. Politics, whatever. I kind of said something which could be construed as political, but at this point, it's just about I know I'm experiencing something right now, having being part of something where we need to bring something over from China, and this is affecting us, and that's actually why I mentioned it. But thank you for that, Peep Show Magazine, Menagerie. Sorry, Peep Show Menagerie. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, guys. Thank you so much for that. Anybody else we haven't said hi to? Northern Nomad. From the sounds of it, wow, dude, stop shouting. From the sounds of it, demanding and shoving EVs down the consumer's throat is being halted because of lack of affordability. What the heck are you talking about? EVs? Are you talking about cars?
Electric vehicles?
Are you talking about electric vehicles? All right, dude. I think I mentioned something about gas prices, but okay. Sure. I don't know quite how to answer that, but okay. Um Grego, join for 5 minutes. All right, brother. I'll send you a link. Let me see. Just let me get through this. Let me just get through this because there are a lot of things I want to get back into this. Rebel. I'm literally. I apologize for not reading everybody's comments. There's so many people chatting right now. Rebel Bass Cats. I opened up some DC Multiverse figures last week. I'm done on figs. Too expensive, and now there isn't much joy anymore after 12 years of collecting. And that is unfortunately sometimes the sad reality. Like, you have to learn. You have to know when to stop. You have to know
I
when to stop.
mean, even with that, taking breaks from a hobby, that's good.
Yeah.
Taking breaks from anything that you overindulge in, it's okay. This community is always going to be there. There's always going to be a toy. You can come back, you can evolve, do things a little differently. I myself have to cut back this year. So instead of buying, say, like 20, like $25 figures, I'm focused on just like the ultimate stuff, like Mezco Doc Ock. Instead of like buying a bunch of like odds and ends throughout the month, I just went for that.
I saw that rant that you had on it. I was like, dude. Like, he did not hold back. It was like, Chewy's not holding back today. He's like, terrible system, terrible. Couldn't get in there for 10, 20 minutes. I was trying all day. I was like, oh my god, Chewy's dying.
Oh,
My
for the
god.
Biker Gomez?
Yeah, that was so, dude. It was so wrong. I can't do it. Refresh. And he just, should I buy it? No, I shouldn't buy it. No. Oh, well, maybe I should.
I mean, it gave me time to think about it. And then within those 2 hours, I'm like, no, I really don't need to. I don't need a Cockroach Gomez biker dude.
Yeah, but
Like,
but at the same time, your Doc Ock rant was classic too, man. You were like, Doc Ock, there's a problem here. Mesco was like really bad. It was crazy, man. It was really like Titanium Hanger. Good to see you, Mike. Those collectors that can only buy in stores are saving a ton of money buying nothing. Mike, you're savage. Mike is a savage. If you haven't already, guys, check out Titanium Hanger. Such as it is, the man is a savage. WWE fan for life. I have to agree. Finding new stuff at Walmart Canada stores is getting hard to make it very frustrating. Are we gonna lose GameStop Canada now? We are gonna touch on that too. There's a lot of things happening in the toy space right now, which is just crazy. Almost here at the end. I'm hoping because as I keep talking, there are more comments keep coming in, which is great. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Tommy, watching your unboxing Cats Lair was great. You can see how much you still love toys, dude. We all love toys. Tommy, you love toys. We love Chewy loves toys. We all love toys.
love toys.
Love toys. Not gonna stop loving toys. Northern Nomad, Jay, can you transition the theme of your channel? More podcasting and reviving rather than hunting. You have a personality and charisma for it. I've never been told that in my life. I've always been told to shut up. So thank you, Northern Nomad. I really appreciate that. They're like, I am a Machu's in the house. Machu, did you send the link to Machu?
Yeah, I think Machu's in the middle of another project.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. But good to see, guys. If you haven't already, check out Machu Toy on Instagram, and of course, Between Two Sentinels on YouTube, guys. You got to check out those podcasts. They're freaking.
That's
amazing.
right. It's him and his hetero. Oh, jeez. I always go to the
It's
Jay and
Jay.
Silent Bob thing, but it's his buddy Jay Shot 820.
Right.
They host a show called Between Two Sentinels every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, always with a great guest, great set of, just lovable guys. And Machi Toy, an amazingly talented videographer, photographer in the toy space.
100%. And this guy too. This guy's exactly the same situation. So subscribe to all these guys. They're awesome.
Yeah, it's like the Falcon Cap thing. It's like, yeah, I do everything that Machi does, just slower and less.
No, I'm just kidding. But they're so great. All of them were great. Action Figure Atorium, action figure review channels are not sustainable. This is not. You got to be careful with that, brother. I'm
I can see where it's going though. You know, if you're always reviewing the next toy in depth, that I agree that can be very expensive.
It can be, but what I'm trying, what is important to realize there is if people want to do something and they're passionate about it, you can review anything. You can review toys from 15 years ago, right?
Yeah,
It's not impossible, right? So it's something that really you're like YouTube is YouTube. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. But at the end of the day, you don't have to like everyone's like, oh, I want subscribers. Oh, I want views. Screw that. If you want to talk about something and you want to reach people out there, I didn't start my channel thinking that I was going to do anything. I thought to myself, I'm not. Nobody's going to listen to this. If you go, honestly, go back to my first video. I didn't think anybody was going to watch that damn thing. Okay, nobody. I was like, okay, I'm doing this for myself. Why? Because I don't want to forget these things. I don't want to forget I don't want to forget the anime and the cartoons and the everything that I love. I don't want to forget them. And if it reaches somebody who actually remembers it, that's what I was hoping to do, and it did. And look, it went from that to this, which is not exactly they're related, but things change.
absolutely.
Things freaking change.
And people, if you want to see a much younger Jay, go
Oh,
back
please
to
don't.
his first few like
please,
videos.
please don't. Oh man. Thanks for reminding me of that.
No, hey, it happens.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh, that's hilarious. Thank you, Chewy. Thank you for that embarrassing one, for reminding everybody just how much I don't need it to be reminded of that. Goddamn. But yeah, for sure. No, 100%. It's always a great thing to have fun with your past and everything that happens with it. Let's just say that you probably won't recognize me. There's not enough hair on my face. But it's all good. It's all good. And people are like, shove it off, shove it off. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm too far now. I'm too far into it now. Ken is in the house. Talking Heads have their places in fandom too. Thank you, Ken. If you haven't already, guys, take out Toy Connections on YouTube. And I really do apologize for skipping most of these things. It's called hoarding, yellow. Unfortunately, yes, it can be.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's the term. Yep, that's right.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna shy away from that.
I've
It
heard
is.
such things, but none of the plastic behind me is a reflection of hoarding. It's collected.
That's right. 78 points of articulation. I'm gonna fight no chewing for toys. Yes. Fight him now.
Once a year in New Jersey, we fight.
Fight him now. If anybody wants to jump on, just send me a PM. We would definitely love to hear your opinions. Steve Vendetta, keep MJR Collector reserved for walkthrough videos filmed at interesting collectible stores, along with Convention Trail. You also rename the channel Major League Collector. Wow, look at you, bro. Thank you.
Ooh, lots of good ideas right there.
I appreciate that. Killer money. If there's garage sales in spring, summer, that's something you should do. Again, gas. This is the other problem. The gas is really the biggest concern I have right now. It's not something that I can do at this present stage. James Howlett with the eggs question of why they need so many. Maybe they have a cholesterol deficiency. That's clever, James. Thank you for that. I'm not even gonna rebuttal that. Thank you for that. That was a really good point. Maybe they do.
Maybe they do. Yeah,
Maybe they do.
That's very positive.
Toy Connections. Yeah. Tommy is an accomplished sculptor who also worked on Delta 17. Just so everybody knows, all the accolades go to Tommy. Great sculptor, incredible sculptor, just incredible. I think we're coming down to it. Matt Droid, good luck, bro. Thank you, brother. Let's see here. Anybody else? I.e. Toy Hunter. Basically, figures reach $50. Toy hunting and collecting is dead. Again, it's part of your perspective. We're going to touch back on that in a second because I know a lot of people want to talk about it. Let's see here. Anybody else? I think that's it. Valid Zone Jay is a shave away from youth. Okay, so don't hate on the Asians, okay? Don't be. I'm sorry. Just because you didn't get the Asian card doesn't mean you can. Vaz is included. Don't even think about that, Vaz. Don't be hating on the Asians, okay? That's just not. Or them Hicanos, or the free, or the what's it called? Anybody from an island, don't be hating on us, okay? This
is as much as I get in like 8 to 10 days.
That's what I'm saying. Don't be hating on nobody. All right. It's all about the lottery. The
All
G
the
lottery.
money I save on buying razors, I put into toys.
That's right. That's right. What's going on, Aquarius man? We're finally at the end. Jay, this year will be good for all collectors. How is your collecting? How X your collector, Jay? Hope your family and yes, thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. We're gonna talk about the future of the channel in a bit, but first let's talk to Chewy and everybody and Christopher Voss, Ming Hua Wen, Lucy Liu, Michelle Yao. The Asian card is pretty damn strong, brother. I'm not gonna get into a fight now. There's no like I don't want to fight nobody about de-aging and all that crap. No, stop it. I keep running into old friends who like literally keep looking like give me the cut eye just because like how do you stay so? I'm like I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Kenzel's Creations. The hunts changed for the major stores and discounts. Yeah, this is thing, and that's why I was hoping that Jeff could have joined us because he would have talked all about discounts. William Randall, do you see my idea, Jay? Yes, brother, I did, and thank you. We're going to talk about why certain things need to happen and certain things won't happen. We'll see what happens. But your suggestions are great. Your suggestions are amazing, and I'm gonna make this. Oh wait, okay, here we go. Tommy, it's the toys, Jay. The toys keep you. Thank you, Tommy.
That's a secret.
Thank you. Shh, Tommy. Thank you, Tommy. All right, we're gonna move on, guys. Thank you so much for everybody's comments. You guys are amazing. Okay, William, I'll let you have one more word, William, because I know your suggestions are great. You can use MJR Collector to talk about what you already own. Yes, I did read that. And I concur, William. I concur. All right, guys, thank you so much. Oh, one more. Christopher Voss, Nervous Suit, you are lucky. She's amazing. There you go.
Oh, Ming Na Wen? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Timeless.
Absolutely. And William Randall, I hope I've inspired you. Dude, you inspire me 100%. Thank you so much for that. Really, absolutely. And I'm not just saying that. It's true. It's true. All right. So, Chewy, let's take a step back here for a second. I did want to share this with everybody because this one's actually kind of important. Oh, and guys, don't forget, please subscribe to No Chewing on Instagram. He's an incredible creator. If you don't believe me, just check out some of this amazing work. I mean, seriously, he's making dragons come out of people's hands. I mean, come on. That is just. And by the way, there's the Asian card once again. I didn't say it. It was right there. There's not. I can't help it anymore. But look at this Megatron. Look at this Megatron. Oh my gosh. What are you? Oh, is he burning parts? What is he doing now?
Could you imagine?
Melting down into a Megatron. Dude,
that's your next idea, Jay, for MJR Collector. It's just you burning plastic.
We're just gonna melt plastic, man. We're just gonna that will work too. I saw this floating around in a whole bunch of places. This is awesome.
Oh,
like, seriously, yeah. I'm loving this one. This is cool.
Yeah,
this is really cool.
Big Harry Potter fan in this family.
Love Harry Potter. Love it. And of course, you have to check out this epic rant by No Chewing. He was not happy.
This is a positive rant.
He was not happy.
There's a failure on my end. But this arrives tomorrow. So I got it anyways. People are super kind in the community. Once I posted this, I got like a bunch of links sent my way where it's in stock. I was like, oh, that's perfect.
I know, but he was so upset. It was so crazy to watch that happen. It was just too funny. Oh, I love it. I love this. Guys, definitely check out No Chewing on Instagram. You gotta check out all the toy daddies. Everybody here is so great. All right. But definitely check them out. So up here in Canada, since we're all suffering up here, just such as it is. I'm just kidding. A couple of things have been happening in the toy space, which are really, really affecting my mood, if you will. According to Proactive Investors, GameStop Global is seeking a buyer for its Canadian and French operations. This doesn't affect the U.S. too much, although, mind you, GameStop in the U.S. is on shaky legs as it is right now.
Been that way for a while. It got saved by pandemic.
Some weird
stock planning, I guess.
Yeah, some weird stock thing that happened, but then that thing kind of went to dodo, and the person who helped save it went nuts too. But anyway, we're not going to get too far into that kind of situation. But according to the New York Stock Exchange, this is going to be a pretty big one. Plans to, New York Stock GME plans to sell its Canadian and French operations as part of its evaluation for international assets. The video game retailer says in a statement late Tuesday The company did not provide any further details about the decision. In a post on the social media platform X, GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen shared a message to potential buyers of the two businesses, stating, "High taxes, liberalism, socialism, progressivism, wokeness, and D&I included at no additional cost if you buy today." What the fuck is he talking about?
Wait,
All
is
right,
that a serious post
that is
from a
just a
CEO?
that is, you know what? Is that true or is that fake? What is that? Oh, let's
That
what the
can't be
fuck?
true, can it?
Yeah, that is just a weird
It's a
statement to
weird
make.
way to sell a company.
I know that is just so strange. Let's see if we can confirm that. Um according to so this is actually their French corporation, Micromania Zing. That's actually over in France. So it says bonjour, l'annonce par de note mas. Okay, never mind. We're going to say that translated. Bonjour. The announcement of our parent company by GameStop regarding the sale of our French structure Micromania Zing has no impact on our operations. Our activities continue as normal, and we continue to develop our video game merchandise and services and service offerings. Pre-orders already placed and future ones will be honored, of course, and vouchers and gift cards remain fully valid. So that's actually the equivalent of GameStop in France. But I am still very interested in this stupid comment. What is this? So is this the official account of this guy or what?
Is he really the CEO?
I
Uh,
don't know.
can't
Holy crap,
imagine.
it's true. All right, whatever, dude. Like, I don't know if he's trolling people. I don't know what's going on with that, but dang, that is not a way to sell your freaking company. So whatever, man. And if you and that apparently is the two people, like, I don't know. It's just freaking weird. But again, I don't know what they're thinking. In 2013, GameStop stated that it would be focusing on cost cuts and long-term profitability, which would involve a smaller store network. As of February 2024, GameStop had 203 stores in Canada and 314 stores in France. By the way, that's way down. Shares of GameStop traded at 1.6 at about 26.50 on Wednesday afternoon, have gained almost 100% in the last 12 months, which is impressive when you want to say it that way. But the reality is it's still on a downward trend. Um, so yeah, this is this is a shock. Heading over to um, instant gaming news. GameStop seeks buyer for Canadian and French branches Macromedia Zing, and this pretty much echoes the same sentiments about what we just read. And it says that GameStop acquired Macromedia in 2008 for about 500 million euros. That is not small chump change. Last year, the French company posted sales of 606 million euros, operating income of 9.2 million euros, and a net income of 10 million euros. Such profitability could very well what? Such profitability could very well. All right, somebody needs to. Was this written in French? Such profitability could very well motivate buyers for future. I think somebody really needed to Google translate that one. If none come forward in the next few weeks or months, GameStop really does not want to keep it. Macromedia's Zing chain could disappear. Wow, wow. So a lot of big moves happening in the video game space, but at the same time, let's not joke about this. GameStop has been a proliferator and a rather large distributor of toys as of late. They've been making the shift over to toy distribution to offset their low game sales. Um, Thoughts on this, Chewy? Like, what does this mean for anybody who goes to GameStop for and they do have this wonderful here in Canada. They have this wonderful program. Um, they have a similar program in the U.S. I think it's a platinum card. I don't know what they call it in the U.S., but here we call it Onyx and things like that. And depending on how loyal you are, you can actually save 50% off your your action figures and 10% off of video game sales. So it's actually a really great program. You guys have something similar in the U.S. or is it?
I don't have it. I know Toy Follow does, and I think once a month you get some sort of coupon code they could use for like $5 off a $25 purchase, or again, I think it's like a percentage off new games. But in my opinion, like I don't usually buy from GameStop myself. Um, I used to work near one in Boston, and I never liked going in there. I think it's the same thing like you were saying with Toys R Us about like in the US it's like yeah we were all devastated when they closed, but oftentimes you didn't shop there because the prices were more than you would go anywhere else, like a Walmart or Target or a mom and pop shop. So then I feel the same way about GameStop. Like when you see like a Legends figure there, it's normally marked up by like $3. So then you play that game. It's like, oh, it's marked up 3. I give you a $5 coupon once a month. Does this kind of even out?
Yeah, unfortunately, as a lot of us have been saying, much of physical retail has started to move towards digital, and digital oftentimes has a lot better pricing, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, the overall landscape is really kind of cutthroat right now. It's everything seems to be changing on an hourly. As I said earlier, it's changing on an hourly level. It's freaking crazy. Um, let's see here. Christopher Voss, always remember, do what makes you happy. Yes, yes, 100%. That's why we start these channels. We want to share with like-minded individuals who love what we're doing. Um, Killer Money, an episode on how we destroyed our toys would be cool. Oh, that's interesting. You know what? I used to just 80s plastic was the miracle plastic. It never broke. Like I used to throw my toys around like crazy. I used to like throw them against the wall. I used to do it. Now today, you can't do that with toys, man. They're too fragile. Like toys will just break in your hands. It's crazy. Now, mind you, we don't have as many joints in the past. There are way more joints now. They're way more sophisticated. But yeah, early plastic was miracle plastic, man.
I mean,
Um,
but you say that, but you ever see plastic that wasn't well stored from the 80s today?
it's true.
That thing's like a toxic. Like it just smells horrible. You gotta pass out. It's weirdly sticky. So whatever it
Chewy,
was, it's questionable.
Chewy knows what he's talking about. Chewy knows what he's talking about. GameStop has a reputation for being incredibly crappy to its employees as well as and on their pricing structure as well.
Yeah, they have a weird reputation of kind of poor service.
Uh, I don't blame anybody for not knowing what's going on here in Canada. You're not going to hear anything about Canada. Canada has its own problems. All countries have their own problems. So yes, Canada is definitely struggling, 100%. I'm not going to get too far into that, but it is really, really struggling. Christopher Voss, sadly, he sadly drunk the Kool-Aid. He sadly drunk the Kool-Aid. Oh, you're talking about the CEO. I guess so. I guess he is drunk Kool-Aid. I don't know. Uncarded reviews. The jig is up. It's time for the era of physical toy collecting to end. You sure you got the right?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
I'm not willing to enter the era of digital toy collecting. I'm not that guy.
I was about to say, are you sure you got the right channel here? Uncarded review. I think that's a sarcastic
Yeah.
remark. I believe
Could
it
you
is
imagine that's the
sarcastic.
thing? I can't even get behind. What was that? The Bitcoin version of art. You remember when that was like a
NFTs,
thing?
NFTs.
Yeah, yeah.
NFTs.
For like
Yeah,
2 years, everyone was like making that into a thing.
dude. Some people burned their freaking artwork to make sure that the NFTs would go up in value. I was like, you guys are nuts. You guys are crazy. So I'm pretty sure Uncarded Reviews is being, because just by the name of his channel, I'm pretty sure he's being sarcastic. Guys, check out Uncarded Reviews for sarcastic remarks. You can definitely appreciate that. Let's see here. Whatever I hear woke and DEI mentioned within a minute of each other, I start to fall asleep. I just want to collect toys, man. I
I
don't know
hear
what
you.
I
I
don't know
hear you.
what these things mean. Um, it's just what it is. Crap. Where is it? Crap. I was too late. Shit. Sorry, Grego. Um, just there were so many comments flying across. I just didn't have time. I apologize, Grego, but it would be great, guys. If you haven't already, check out the timescales on YouTube. Wonderful, wonderful creator. I had a great chat with him yesterday on my stream. And of course, if you're into Japanese toys and Doctor Who, you got to check out the timescales.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's a great creator. You guys are gonna love it. Let's see here. I miss FYE. I don't know what that is. What's FYE?
It was a store chain of stores I think in the US and actually in
Were they
Europe
like,
too, I think.
were they a record store or were they?
It was a mix. I think there was an FYE attached with another store that was just like an FYE. So yeah, there
Oh,
was a little bit of a record store, but they in my mind it reminds yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with like a Newberry Comics.
got you. Tim Barry. Gaming is creatively bankrupt right now. No wonder the likes of GameStop are on their way out. It is interesting. I've heard that the gaming industry is going through some rocky times right now. But when it takes billions of dollars to make a game, you know something's wrong.
Hmm.
Um, Because of creation, I'm gonna miss KB Toys and the Mega Man NES game, dude. You're talking to, like, Mega Man. Come on, like, seriously. Any day of
I
the week, brother.
I
Any
do
day of
miss
the week.
KB Toys. And enlightening videos by Dan Larson over at Secret Galaxy when he was
Yep.
talking about KB Toys, Children's Place, like or Children's World, Kids World. I forget. There's a bunch of them, but yeah, just completely annihilated through private equity firms.
Grego's all ready for bed. What's going on, Grego? How you doing tonight?
Oh my God, Jay, thank you. Hey, man, thank you for bringing so much joy to YouTube. Your channel, it absolutely rocks, man. My
Well,
God.
thank you, Grego. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know quite how to take that, but okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Accept the compliment, okay?
I
Yeah, this
I have no other choice but
yeah, this is one of the best YouTube channels that I've ever seen. And for anybody
Grego's not doing too bad either. Grego's doing pretty good. Time scales, guys. Check it out if you want some more content on Japanese life and Japanese toys and collecting, and of course Doctor Who. The time scales, guys. Check them out.
yeah,
How you doing
that
tonight, Greg?
that it is. Well, I'm doing good. It's actually bedtime, and I keep getting these notifications of my favorite channels I'm subscribed to, and you just had me on your channel yesterday, and I appreciate that. It was great fun. Jay, listen, what I want to tell you is what you're doing is totally right, on target, and absolutely freaking excellent, man. This channel right here is one that everybody needs to subscribe to because this is just it's just plain fun. It's just plain fun. And Jade, keep it up, man.
Thank you, Grego. I appreciate that. And guys, if you want to have just plain fun, you definitely got to check out Grego's channel, the time scales, because he's doing some great insights on Japanese culture, Japanese toys, and of course, once in the summertime, I guess this time it was the winter time, but he heads over to Japan and to hang out and take a look at some of the stuff that's over there. And of course, Doctor Who. If you're a Doctor Who fan, you definitely have to check out the time scales. Thank you, Grego, for joining us. Do you have any comments on the state of? I know you guys don't have Toys R Us anymore, but
Right. Oh,
but
but there is one.
oh,
Or actually, yeah, I visited a Toys R Us in Japan,
yeah,
and we don't have them in America or in the U.S. anymore. But they still have them in Japan, and they're very prevalent. They're very large stores, and when looking at Toys R Us in Japan, you would see no indication whatsoever that they have gone away in the West.
yeah. So what? And you know what? It's a really good point because as many SH Figure Art fans and Mezco fans and Mayfex fans and any Bandai fans will recognize the Japanese toy market has actually not shrunk that much. It's actually increased in a lot of ways. But of course, that has to do with a lot of manga, a lot of anime, a lot of pop culture that is very Sentai. You know, a lot of. I said Sentai. I didn't say the other one. Okay, so you damn.
Right.
Um, those are very much still in the public consciousness there, and as many people do recognize as well. Our chat the other day, Grego, manga is still very prolific, and you can still see businessmen reading manga. You see children reading manga. You see all different types of people reading manga on a regular basis. So, the
Yeah. Well, Jay, just to touch on that again, and I think it's very important that people should know this, is that manga in Japan uh, is 99.9% or more in Japanese, and it's never been translated to English. So what we're getting here in America is a very extremely tiny percentage of what is actually published there. Because if you look at the news racks there in Japan, where let's say you go to a 7-Eleven, there are 7-Eleven stores, very prominent popular place that everyone goes. 7-Eleven Holdings, Japan. The entire manga rack will all be in Japanese. And the thing is, there's really excuse me, there's really no reason for them to translate these to English. So when Americans look at manga, they're not seeing very much of it. They're not seeing very much of it at all because there's another 99% out there left that has never been translated into English. Terribly sorry. I've got something in my throat here, Jay.
That's okay. Don't worry about it, Grego. Kenzo, Neil, maybe I definitely am not up to date on active words. You know what? I don't know what the hell's going on with some people, but that is not a way to sell a company. Machu Toys in the house. I've actually bought new Legends and McFarlane from GameStop, McFarlane Toys from GameStop cheaper than retail because of the $5 coupon off every month. They don't really mark up domestic figure. Okay, well there's a fun fact. They don't really mark up domestic figures. All right, that's cool. So yeah, there definitely is something like, and again, it would be a shame if we start losing. Now it's just a sale. It doesn't mean that they're going away, but usually when a sale happens, a lot of cutbacks happen. A lot of things usually tend to happen to companies when they first get absorbed into another company. Peep Show Menagerie. Sadly, Robotech plastic models couldn't withstand firecrackers when I was a kid. Jeez Louise, dude. I'm sorry to say, but if you had saved some of those Robotech plastic models, you'd be rich right now. Those are some crazy things you should have kept in your pocket. Let's just say it that way. Kenzo's saying goodbye, and you know we're actually lucky.
Yeah,
We're lucky to have
yeah,
to nod off actually.
well, yeah, exactly. And Kenny, yes, absolutely. I'm very pleased to be on here for just a minute or two. And Jay, thank you for that. What I want people to realize is that this channel right here, can I cuss?
Well, you can sure.
Okay, this channel fucking rocks.
Jesus Christ.
Seriously, it fucking rocks. And if you guys are not subscribed, you need to, because this right here, it's hardcore. It's really good.
You're
And
hardcore.
you know, I spent several years interviewing people in arts and performing arts, and I recognize when people love what they're doing. And you know what? Guess what? Mega J Retro, he loves what he's doing. And that's why he's so popular. And that's why I'm here. Because I started watching this and I'm like, wow, this guy this guy is really super good. So everybody, if you're watching this channel right now, actually click on the subscribe and stay tuned and watch what this guy is doing. Because this is really good. This is one of the best channels on YouTube. Seriously, it is. So
Well, you know what? Here's right back at you, Grego. Neil Hunter Hyde. That's why the name Timescale sounds familiar. I've seen your Doctor Who content before. Well,
yeah,
there you go.
I'm not surprised. Okay, well that's Neil. I thank you very much. That's really nice to hear, because creating content is not easy. But here's the secret to creating content, and this is something that Jay doesn't need to know because he already has it. What you need to do to create content is you need to love what you're doing. You need to have passion about it. And when you love what you are doing, other people are going to match that along with you. That's the secret of success right there. In not just YouTube streamers or anybody, but anybody in arts and performing arts or anything like that. Just love what you do, because when you love what you do, it's going to come naturally. And Jay right here, he obviously loves what he is doing, and that should come through bleedingly clear right here on his channel. And Jay, thank you for inviting me on. And yeah, I'm going to peace out. I need to go check on the kids. I can't believe I'm up this late.
Yeah.
And it's because of you, man. It's because of you.
Well, here's
Because you're streaming.
Neil Hunter Hyde says, "Amen, Grego. Loving what you do." And I want to thank Grego for coming on board. And Grego, don't worry, the check is in the mail. Thank you so much for everything, Grego.
Okay.
the-
Take care, man. Hey, keep up the good job, and nice to see you again tonight.
Guys,
And
check out the timescales. Wonderful content. And I didn't put this out here. Neil said it. Great, wonderful content for Doctor Who. Thank you, Grego.
that's so nice. That is so nice to hear. That makes my day. That is so kind. Thank you so much, you guys. And
That's me,
have a
Greg.
nice night. And yeah, you same here. Peace out from California.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I mean that's like okay. Good stuff from Grego. By the way, he was paid for all of those words, but the check is in the mail. It's all good, Grego. You don't do No Chewing is an awesome channel too. Of course he is.
Thanks, Machu.
From Machu. Machu's I didn't say it. It was Machu who said it. Some regular malls have small Toys R Us in many in sections in Macy's. Yes, they're trying their best to come back, and I do appreciate that.
They're trying to use it to come back, but it's not the same. And even when in the last decade in the U.S. when it was around, it wasn't the same either. So I would love to see a private toy company hit that same mark as Toys R Us did in the 80s and 90s, and then avoid going public at all. I think a lot of things get complicated when you become a publicly traded company.
Well, you have to answer to somebody, and when that happens, it really is a matter of opinion. Neil Hunter Hyde, Kenzo, Scott says, "Good to
Scott
see you,
says-
Ken."
Scott
Good to see you,
says,
Kenzo.
Motu's dead, baby. Motu's
Oh,
dead. Oh.
Shut up! Shut up!
Just
Kenzo's
kidding. I'm
being
just kidding.
as sarcastic as ever, of course. Kenzo's in the house. Wonderful customizer, guys. If you haven't already, check out Kenzo's creations. What the hell are you still doing up, Kenzo? Shouldn't you be in
Dude,
bed already?
so honestly, I was in bed and I was watching.
Everybody's going to
and-
bed. Like,
Well,
you
but
should
I
be in
got
bed. Everyone should
I
be.
put
should
the
be in
youngster
bed.
down. Yeah, I put the youngster to bed, and I was like, "Where can I actually go live?" Because if I went live in my toy room, it's right next to his room, so I couldn't do that. And then I was like in my creating room where my workbench is, and I was like, I can't go live there because he'd be right above me. So I just put up a little bench in my bedroom and against the blank wall. There you go. So now you got nothing behind me, but you got my ugly face. So yay.
That's okay. Your personality makes up for everything, Greg. Kenzo, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Everything good?
Oh man, doing good, man. And like you were talking about the whole collecting and hunting and all that. And you know me personally, I don't know if you've seen any of the stuff that I've been doing, man, but I get stuck on the hunt is still alive for me because there's always Ross, there's always Didi's, there's always these places where I personally in my town I still have 2 Walmart stores that still carry Motu. So I'm lucky. I was one of the lucky ones to walk into a case or 2 of Merman Turtles of Grayskull, which everybody's like lost their mind over trying to get. So I still enjoy the hunt, but I think my section of the world, it's still kind of alive. So I don't know. Some places it's harder to come by though. So I get it though. I get it.
Yeah. So circling back to what Machu was saying, American Dream Mall has Toys R Us, but in terms of action figures, they have stuff from 2 to 3 years ago. I have heard that they are making a slow comeback. I reported about a year ago about how they're planning on opening up at least 9 what are they called, flagship stores across the US. Actually it was 20 flagship stores across the US, and they have started. It's my understanding that I think it's Houston, Texas, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Houston's actually got another Toys R Us flagship store. Somebody can correct me in the comments section below. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong about that. But apparently they have started moving into their larger flagship stores, which are going to be not mega large, but like they used to be, like up here in Canada, but definitely at least the size of retail locations, which is great. And then on the flip side of that, Aaron's in the house. Oh, thank you, Aaron. You're awesome, dude. Thank you so much for that. On the flip side of that, Kenzo, of course.
What's up, Aaron?
I love flea markets and antique stores, dude. I wish we had more of that here in Canada. Like honestly, well, Ontario anyway. I know they have them in other places, but it is what it is. So on the flip side of what Machu is saying, And again, don't want to be a Debbie Downer here, but this is just like we're talking about the retail landscape right now, and what's happening. It's shrinking. It's shrinking like crazy. Toys R Us Canada is closing 5 more stores in Ontario, revamping and others, and expanding HMV. Now, and obviously, all of the our American brothers and sisters here don't know. Who am I kidding? All of our American brothers here do not know what the heck HMV is. HMV is a record store, very prolific here in Ontario, anyway. And Toys. So, fun fact, and not so fun anymore. Toys R Us was actually bought in Canada and saved in Canada. I guess I'll put it that way, by being purchased by Sunrise Records, and that's actually how it survived. Sunrise Records, of course, also owns HMV, and what's been happening as of late is that they're opening up pop-up stores, HMV pop-up stores inside of Toys R Us locations because of the large footprint. But this is kind of one of those weird situations where you go into Toys R Us and you see HMV records, DVDs, T-shirts, all these weird things you wouldn't associate with Toys R Us because they're all part of HMV. And now, Toys R Us is now focusing on, not focusing, but they are starting to close more locations. Toys R Us in Canada says it's closing 5 Ontario stores, revamping several others as it works to optimize its business. The toy retailer says it's closing locations, including a store in Argyle Mall in London, that's London, Ontario, along with its shops on Steeles Avenue West in Thornhill, Huron, Ontario, and Mississauga, Marcus Drive in Sudbury, and Centennial Parkway in North in Stony Creek. The company did not answer questions about how many jobs will be lost because of the closures. Toys R Us operates 81 locations across Canada, and according to its website, on top of showing some of the locations, its branding says it's also rationalizing its inventory to make room for other for other concepts within its toys. So what that means is they're actually doing experiential situations. They're putting in play areas for a lot of Toys R Us stores. So you're going to see a lot of slides, a lot of ball pits, a lot of things like that. So it's a very interesting move. Some locations will see an expanded standalone footprint of entertainment banner HMV, just like I said, which started to appear in stores late last year and is also run by Toys R Us owner Putman Investments. The other stores will be remodeled into Wonder Lab concepts, as Toys R Us has been testing in Burlington, Ontario, that includes an indoor play structure, space for arts and crafts, and sensory activities. So it is an interesting move, and I did cover my own experience with going through an entire store which was closing in December. They were closing Toys R Us just after Christmas. It was an eye-opening and rather sad situation. I mean, just looking around, and this actually might be flashbacks to anybody who experienced this back in the U.S. Don't be traumatized, please. But you're going to see it.
It hurts.
It does hurt. It does hurt. Like seriously, empty shelves. Like things were just everything was dilapidated, scars on the floors, like toys just being strewn everywhere. And yeah, it was definitely a thing. One other thing I did want to say is what the hell just happened there?
What are they? Thanks to the channel members. Yay.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I did want to take the opportunity, by the way, guys, to thank everybody, all my Patreon members. Thank you for all your support. You guys helped to make toy hunting possible. I think that's really what it is. Like, you know what? What I was able to do it constantly was because of all the Patreon and channel member supporters. Like, seriously, everybody who's here on these pages, thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys really helped to make this channel happen, and I want to just take a moment really quickly to recognize all you guys, because I'm hoping that I've reorganized the tier on my Patreon, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show. But I'm hoping that that'll help with the toy hunting again. But yeah, this was just a real eye-opening experience for us here in Canada, that a retailer like Toys R Us, which has been an establishment for decades, this store in particular, just reached its 40th anniversary, and then they closed. I was talking to to a lot of the employees there, and some of them had been there for 15 years. Some of them, and a few of them, had actually been there for 20 years. It was really quite sad to see that kind of thing happening. And yeah, this to me is the scary state of retail stores and what might happen if we're not careful. And distribution has a lot to do with it. I mean, a lot of things are happening, and it's just a really scary situation right now. Um, how is it for you guys? Like, did you both experience firsthand the closure of Toys R Us in your neighborhoods? And did you do what I did, which was just walk into a Toys R Us and see what the heck was going on? Like, did you guys take a last tour of Toys R Us?
Yeah, yeah. I remember taking my kids were younger. I think one was not even one, the other one was 4 at the time. Let them pick out one thing, and even then I overpaid for it. But yeah, one last walk through. But the Toys R Us was the one we visited was my hometown one, the one I grew up with. And it's funny that you say like the scars on the floor. It was just like that. It was like 40 years or maybe even more years of like damage and grime, and like you start to realize how old this store had become.
Kenzo.
Yeah, no, I did. It's actually, I remember the Christmas before they shut down, they were starting to kind of discount a lot of stuff. I remember, I think Merrick was 5 or something like that, and I think my his mom and I were still together, and we end up picking him up one of the Nintendo DS. I think it was the DS Color or something like that. We did with the blue one that opens up and stuff, but it was one of the, and it was a pretty good deal. But it was sad, and we didn't have one directly where I was. It was about a 30-minute drive, but it we went shopping for all his stuff at Babies R Us right next door, and just seeing that though, like both those buildings, as you drive by, still seeing them there, and you're just like, oh, you always wanted to go in, and but like you said, when you were doing your hunts up there, it is such a it's a double-edged sword for that. It's sad that they're gone, but when you were going through them at their height, even when it was still going, the prices were pretty steep and pretty tough to, like, you see the stuff, but do you really walk out with a lot just based on the fact that they were, I mean, the prices weren't very low, and that's obviously contributed to the downfall besides distribution. Like you said, it's just that you could find them so much cheaper at other places or online or whatever. But it's sad, man. I was hoping to find a DeLorean in there to go back to the 80s and then be happy again. But yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, the reality is that again the landscape right now. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Where do you guys buy your toys now? Like, let's just cut the fat. Like, where do you guys right now purchase your toys?
Walmart and online. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, Target online,
Target, yeah.
Amazon. There's a couple of small independent stores I like to support. Like in New Jersey, I think Jay, you met him at Legion's Con, Chubsy Wubsy. When I
Yep.
get an opportunity to buy something from that shop, I like to do so. Big Bad, and
Big
then
Bad.
if I'm buying, say, like a Mafex or an SH, I'm going overseas to like one of those ones like a Hobby Genki or an Ami or Nin Nin type entity.
And there's a guy in Frank and Sons that I won't say his name because but usually if something's coming out, you can kind of grab a Motu a little early over there. So
Oh.
charges a little more, but he doesn't charge for shipping. So sometimes if I want to get an early Motu, I'll grab it off of him online.
Yeah, you know what I found, that local distributors and your local comic book stores, your local toy distributors, I find that you can trust them more to protect your toys too. If you're an inbox collector, you really should look into paying just a little bit more, like
Yeah.
a $5 more or whatever. But at least you're guaranteed an inbox that you want. You know what I mean? That you're able to collect if that's what you're into. And even if you're not an inbox collector, I find that they actually do care about your freaking toys. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's something that you know an online retailer, like, okay, here's a really great example. Amazon does not give two fucks. Okay, they just
No.
do not. Okay, like
No.
I think all of us when we were watching the Marvel Legends panel a few days ago, as soon as we saw Amazon as logo, we're like, ah, crap. Like, that's pretty much there was a universal what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, it was just that kind of thing. None of us really want to trust someone like Amazon. I mean, the worst experience I had was when they had the box, they delivered it packed. They literally posted the shipping label right on my box. I was like,
Oh,
if I'm an inbox collector, what the F, man? And this
yeah.
was like an Amazon exclusive. It wasn't something that I could buy, at Walmart at the time. This was literally it was only coming out at Amazon, and that was it. Like it was done. I was like,
That's
okay.
usually my experience with Walmart. If it's the Walmart
I got
exclusive,
Duplico
it
in a
comes in
bag
a,
from Walmart in like
yeah,
a
and it's crushed. You're like, all
Duplico,
right.
man, Duplico.
Why that figure is that's
Oh,
just so
in a
wrong. I was like,
bag. Why?
If you had bought in two, they would have put in a box. That's
Right,
that's a
right.
lesson there.
I
Always
think I
double up, I
ordered 8,
guess.
but they canceled most of them. That was kind of what happened.
Oh, that too. Like, yeah, if we're talking like Target, it's constantly canceling pre-orders.
Oh, how many times did they mess up that Sunman thing? And like, I don't know if anybody else is the Motu collector, but
dude,
I ordered it and they went through like 8 or 9 months for that that 3-pack, and they
And they
kept
keep
just
pushing it.
and then
yeah,
all of a
okay.
sudden they just canceled it all. I'm like, what the hell?
And then
no,
they
I
found it
blame
in
you.
store,
They blame
but
you too. Like, oh, you didn't notify us in the 6 days we gave you to say yes, it's okay for the 7th time that's
yeah,
delayed.
we email you at 1 a.m. You know.
It is. You know what? I definitely do not. I am not a fan of Target shipping because I have a service which I use to cross border all my stuff because they will not mail they won't mail it to Canada to Target. They won't do it. So I use this service, and the time that it decided the one time I decided to order Sunman stuff, it got processed, but they shipped it in a freaking bubble mailer. So by the time it got here, it was just
Mangled.
absolutely. It was folded in half. I was like, all right, this never again. I can't do it. I just can't. So either I ask a friend to actually send me some stuff, or I have to just give up on Target exclusive. It's just like you guys suck. Like that's all I can say. I was like, forget it.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not
only
gonna-
time I ever have good luck with Target exclusives is if Machi Toy or my buddy Toy Father finds it in their store, and then they just like clear the sleeve and starts like handing it out to friends.
Yeah. That's what sucks is because then when you're in that area, so there's 2 things on that. So either that in your area, and then someone's like, you get to that point of not the FOMO, but you're trying to help out your friends, and someone buys them all, and then you show up and you're like, oh, and then you're at that store and you can't find it. Or if you do the order online, they don't ship it from a warehouse or distribution. They ship it from a store in Iowa. Like, what the hell is going, like, what is, I don't understand the shipping part of it because I could have one in Colorado Springs available to pick up or in Denver, but yet I'm getting one shipped from like Wisconsin. Like it makes no sense. It's so ridiculous. And it's from the actual store. Like it what? So
That said, with Mother Slug running on fumes, I'm also running on fumes.
yeah, we're
I'm
definitely
g-
gonna start wrapping it up a little bit. But you know what? Chewy's pretty much on his last legs. Chewy, thanks for joining us, brother. I really appreciate it.
absolutely.
What are you working on right now? Oops, wrong one. But
That's
the
me.
right one, but the wrong one. Where the hell did we go? What are you working on right now, and how can people reach you, Chewy?
You can follow me on Instagram, no.chewin, on TikTok as well. I'm trying to grow out my following over there while it's still around. But normally you can catch me on YouTube. It's on the Toy Pick Community channel. Me and the other Toy Daddies, which are Toy Father and Yimbo Reviews Everything. We go live we've been going live almost every day now, apparently. But normally it's Monday nights where we celebrate the top 10 photos as voted by the Toy Pick community. We're just in for a good time, have some laughs, and celebrate creativity that we see in toy photography. But other than that, you can catch like reels and pictures and whatever. I try to do.
Yeah, guys, definitely check out No Chewing in the Toy Pick community. These guys are doing some great stuff. The Toy Father right there, the Yimbo, and all these guys. They're just doing amazing work. And of course, No Chewing and the Toy Fathers will definitely be at Toy Fair. When is that happening?
It's
Chewy?
next weekend, so it's me and Yimbo. Toy Father couldn't make it. We always like to joke he's on a boat. So that's all I'll say. But it's this weekend. It's in New York City, so me and Yimbo will be running around town for Saturday and Sunday, trying to get toy companies to tell us what's happening. Probably take some videos and some pictures and post it up so that people can see all the cool stuff coming forwards.
And that will be on the Toy Community YouTube channel, so you guys can definitely check that out. Please subscribe to the Toy Pick Community on YouTube, and of course, check out No Chewing on his Instagram channel. Thanks again, Chewy, for hanging out with us tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
Thanks
been
for
an absolute pleasure, and guys, definitely We really appreciate these guys staying up this late. It is 2 a.m. in the freaking morning. Get to bed, Chewy. What the hell are you doing? We will see you later, Chewy. Thanks
for
for
the invite. Nice to meet you, Kenzo. Bye.
All right, take care.
Take it easy, Chewy. Guys, always great to see no chewing in the house. Kenzo, what the hell are you doing up? Good to see you,
Same
brother.
thing. I get the notification that Jay's going live, and I went, ooh. And then I'm kind of like getting ready, and then I just laid in bed. And then when you're like, you want to jump on? I was like, well, sure. I had to set it up all crazy, so no fun toys in the background, but that's okay.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. Thank you, Aaron. Smash that like button. You guys are always awesome, guys. Check out Aaron the Toy Hancer, another wonderful toy tuber. He's doing some great work. So let me get your opinion, though, Kenzo. What are your thoughts? Is toy hunting dead, or is it changing in some sort of landscape? Like what is your opinion on toy hunting right now?
Yeah, so where I am, it really isn't dead. I mean, can I show up to where it does get a little bit repetitious, and sometimes in the off season, as far as like outside of Christmas, the Ross stores and the discount stores, those, dude, once late October hits, it is so much fun to hit those stores because they just get overloaded with stuff, and then you end up finding things like, like I remember I got like even a Black Panther Marvel Legends helmet mask thing that lights up, and it was like $40, like those heavy duty lightsabers for $40. I mean, there's a lot of GI Joe, a lot of stuff like that. So I mean, the discount stores during the Christmas fall season are so much fun. Walmart, the two Walmart stores in my town, in my city, two of them carry Motu still, and so I'm still able to find some. It is sometimes like right now the racks are full of some of the older stuff that we already have, but not too old. But overall, in different cities, yes, I've got friends that just completely have given up, that just online only, or sometimes I'm lucky enough to help a friend out or two here and there with getting something that they couldn't get. A lot of trades. I mean, when you look online, there's a lot of those groups where you can interact with others. If you find something that they need and something that you need, you can do a lot of swapping and everything. But I think it definitely has changed. I mean, we're not going to kid ourselves here. It's changed drastically. The pre-orders also. I mean, it's one of those things where how long sometimes you wait for something and you're like, oh, I didn't even remember I pre-ordered that thing. But for me, I still find enjoyment either way. Even if I'm opening the door, getting it from UPS or FedEx, or if I'm going to get it at the store, I haven't lost any joy from collecting. So I mean, for that, at that point, I still say it's still alive and well. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I don't think that toy collecting is dead. I think that I think it's changed. I think that really has changed. But for me, I think that I do need some help to actually get this done. I think that that's really what it boils down to. Like my current situation with my income is just not feasible anymore. You know what I mean? And most of the toys I collect now are through the generosity of people buying from my um, affiliate links that come
Mhm.
from Entertainment Earth. Everyone who's supported me on that level, by buying from Entertainment Earth, which I will admit is not sometimes the best experience, that really has enabled me to continue collecting toys.
Um,
And of course, the bigger purchases like Snake, like Castle Grayskull, and sorry, not Castle Grayskull,
Cat's Lair,
Cat's
baby.
Lair, right? Cat's Lair. Those are again, in many ways, partially from people who have support by buying some toys off of me and supporting me on that level, right? So
Yeah.
the community really has come through for me, and I really do appreciate everything. And um, I got to figure out something on how to continue that going with the MJR Collector channel, because I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop the toy hunting. A lot of, and I think I told you, Kenzo, at one point, I'm doing a lot more catch and release now because I just can't afford to buy what's
Yeah.
out there into stores, right? So I just want to tell people about the fact, oh, hey, it's out there. Keep an eye out for it. You know what I mean? Those are the things that I want to do. And I think you can appreciate this too, Kenzo, because it's about the thrill of the hunt. Sometimes you've just been going out and just hunting for like weeks or days or whatever, and you
Mm.
finally find it, and it's just that adrenaline rush that you get,
Yeah.
and you just feel like shit. I found, the great. I found the item, the gold at the end of the rainbow. You know what I mean? That's the feeling you get
Yeah.
by doing toy hunts, and it's a great feeling, and it really has enabled me to really share this experience with the community. And I realized early on as well that the the rate at which I was buying toys during the pandemic was not sustainable. You know what I mean? It was just one of those things
No.
where everyone was buying anything just to get their mind off of the terrible things that were happening in the world. So I realized that it wasn't possible on my main channel, and I didn't want to basically have a channel which would eventually start to like slow down. So I made the conscious decision to split my channel into two different channel types. Right, one was toy news, and the other one was MJR Collector, which ended up becoming a toy hunting channel. Right, and Mega Retro continues, but MJR, I don't want it to die. I want it to continue. I want it to think. And some of the great suggestions that I had tonight were amazing. You know, make it into a toy review channel, make it into a toy archive channel, make it into something else, like go through my collection that I've accumulated
Right.
over the years. Right, these are all great suggestions, and some of them will definitely be easier to incorporate into the channel. Some of them are going to be difficult too, because as you know, Kenzo, the YouTube is weird. YouTube is just a strange place where if you don't get really specific on a certain topic, it's hard to transition into that, right? So it's going to be another one of these situations where I'm going to go from a toy hunting channel to a toy review channel, or maybe a toy, um, I don't know, like maybe just a toy talk channel. Who knows? Like, but
Yeah.
it's definitely going to be an interesting ride. And
Yeah, basically looking at one being what's coming, what's next, and then the other channel of what I have, what we've got. Let's take a look back. And Friday night, I was usually going later than you, but you had a long one last on Friday. But usually on Fridays, it just kind of wasn't able to sleep too well, so I was doing this insomniac show at like 1 a.m. till like 3, and it was fun because someone came on, who was a GI Jet man came on, and he's like, hey, so did they make this in Masterverse, or did they make that in Masterverse? And we actually, Cobweb Collector and I sat there and we pulled out all the Masterverse that we have had sitting on our shelves forever and got to talk about it. And it was so much fun because it was just revisiting that to someone who hasn't seen it. And yeah, we get kind of caught up in the same, well, we know what we have, our friends that collect the same stuff know what it is, but there are a lot of people out there that don't have it. And sometimes a revisit of something that you've got already is kind of nice, and it's good for our own self because we're like, hey, this was a good one to find, even though it was a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever. So it's enjoyable for sure.
yeah, you know what? Again, the love of toys, and uh, the landscape itself is changing constantly, but I think our passions will never really
Oh yeah.
be extinguished at
And
all.
they watch it for you, Jay. Come on, man. You know, I'm telling you, the toys are cool, but we come to hang out with Jay. So.
I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Um, I just want to be part of a community, and this one's been great. Do we have our problems in this community? Yeah, of course we have our problems, but has it been a great experience overall? Absolutely. Everyone here, for the most part, is generous and understanding, and you're always going to get your drama seekers. You know what I mean? Like, we were talking earlier about your Maximum Spider and how people are just literally just making
Oh
mountains out of
man.
molehills and things like
Yeah.
that. But the reality is, if you love something, don't let anybody tell you can't buy it or you shouldn't buy it. Buy it for freaking sakes. Okay.
Yeah.
If
You're
if
talking to
if,
two
if,
people that have the cat's lair, so we know what it's like.
yeah, yeah,
If we
absolutely.
didn't love it, we wouldn't gone that far. It is one of those things where it sucks to have that, and a lot of times some people do it because they know it's going to get clicks and they know people are going to tune in if they see the drama and all that, and that doesn't sustain. Like you always look at it like it's not going to last. But I think for me personally, like, hey, you know what? I just hit a couple milestones. I just got to that partnership or whatever. I got the hours in and the subs in. So it was kind of nice. I mean, for me being kind of a newer, but I find it so much fun. And I think the biggest thing for me is all the people that I met. It is the group on Saturdays that I spend so much time with. It is all of those people that are just good people, and it's fun, and that's what it's all about. And it's not going to die because of that.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And it might transition. It might become online only. You know, where there are many ways to look at it, but I don't know.
Hey, even those Mattel Creation orders, dude, I have so much fun watching those things with you. Because it's just like you said, we all get those butterflies when it's time to order it. Even if we know, even if it's like, well, it'll probably still be here, but you still get nervous. It's still there. It's all real.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's for sure. Matthew, I actually I read this one already. Good to see you, Matthew. Thanks for joining us tonight. Aaron the Toy Hanser. It sucked when they closed Toys R Us. I would take my daughters there on weekends and they loved it. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't, you know, it's a shame that many of the new generation will never experience Toys R Us. And don't kid yourselves, kids still play with toys. They just age out faster now. Okay, that's something that I think all of us have to realize. They age out faster. I think that's really what we have to.
Man, I have an 11-year-old and he's 30, so there you go.
He thinks he's 30. He thinks he knows better than his dad. Toys R Us was a magical for me when I was a kid. I think it was magical for all of us, dude. It really was. Mother Slug, local toy shops I buy figures from. Yes, absolutely, 100%. And I had a couple of marked ones here. Here it's another Val Zone. Online toy hunts are more successful for myself. I try to support local toy shops in the Chicago area whenever possible. Yeah, definitely support the little guys. They need more help than the big guys for sure.
Actually, our mall just opened up a toy store. I actually forgot to mention that. It's getting bigger, so it's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to go check it out. Maybe I'll do a video out there and kind of show it off because they're, like you said, they need help. The brick and mortar is tough.
It is, and again, it's shrinking all the time. Aaron, we all love the toy hunts. We do. They're addictive. Neil Hunter Hyde. I love the Mike Young production iteration of Master Universe and the accompanying toy. They were great. And you know what?
Hell yeah.
It really
Loved
helped
it.
to bring another life to Master Universe.
Can't
Rick
wait till
Never
Mondo redoes it. Ooh, can't wait.
Yes, and where Mondo's gonna kill it for sure.
Yeah.
Rick Never Ending Toys. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Good to see you. Peepshun Menagerie. Change is good here on YouTube. Channels that do the same thing over and over tend to get stagnant. Mix it up, and we'll be here forever. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Rick Never Ending Toys. For my channel, I'm planning a series of video retrospectives of Origins, Masterverse, etc. Dude, that is awesome. Guys, check out Rick Never Ending Toys. He's doing some great stuff. We're gonna definitely see some really cool things coming up for sure. And Neil. Jay, I have to wake up hours before I should. The Mattel Creations Motu exclusives. Buy them and go back to sleep. You, Jay, help me stay awake until the time to buy. Go. Thanks so much, Neil. I'm glad. I'm glad that for me, it's just I want to go live so people realize that it's happening because oftentimes you forget, right?
Yeah, a lot of people do forget. You kind of, not everybody sits there on like, oh, I got, especially if somebody's working or like when I was at the prison. I couldn't leave I'd have to run to the parking lot, take everything off, and you got to clock out and go to your car to get that order in. It doesn't happen. If there was a fight, there's no way I was leaving. It just sometimes you can't do it.
It's crazy. It is crazy, but we all do what we have to do, and as it is right now, everything's changing. Everything's changing for whatever reason. So,
but we keep it alive. We keep it fun, and it's all we can do. Yeah,
I think Kenzo, with all the new suggestions that people have been sending tonight, and everybody, thank you again hey guys, thank you for joining us tonight, and of course I have a lot of thinking to do. I have a lot of thinking to do about the channel. I have a lot of thinking to do about what the future is, but I don't want it to stop. It might change, as everyone has suggested. That might happen, but. If you are interested in helping out the channel, I do have a Patreon page, and through that, you guys have been all of my Patreon supporters have been so generous, and I really do thank everybody. You guys have enabled me to continue doing so many of the things that I love doing. And now I'm thinking that maybe with MJR Collector, it's probably going to end up having to transition to that now too. I don't know. Maybe we can do something with a gas allowance or something like that, just to get me back out there so that I can start. Looking for what's out there and recognizing some stuff. But at the same time, maybe I'll just do a top 10 finds, a top 10 favorites. Who knows? Things will
bring others on and talk about their favorites. I know it does. It happens a lot at the end of the year, but even a good little combo where you kind of mix it up, have somebody come in, talk about their, and because a lot of times we end up having a similar product where we can kind of go through it together. And I mean, little things like that. Like you said, the biggest thing is they're tuning in to talk to Jay and CJ come in. The stuff on the side, it's you know what, the news is definitely good because obviously we're getting informed. You know, you jump in there, you get the information that we need, but ultimately it is to tune into the person behind the camera. I mean, or in front of the camera. I'm sorry, and that's the fun part. You know.
Wow, you know, I never really thought that people would ever tune into me. That's just it's such a it still is a very strange thing to think about. But I appreciate all the support and everybody who's helped the channel to grow. And of course, we're a community here, and that's what's really important to me, that we as a community grow together. Rick saying no problem, Rick, and congratulations, Kenzo. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Kenzo. 100%. Mr. Vice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Time for bed, Jay. Yes, we are going to wind it down, everybody. I want to thank my good friend Kenzo for joining me tonight. Kenzo, what are you working on, my friend, and how can people find you?
Well, a lot busier than 6 months ago. So I did start really kind of pushing into the YouTube channel. Like I said, I did just get to. I think I'm past the 1K mark, and I did get the hours in to have some a little extra. But it's not about that. That's fun to see, but ultimately I enjoy doing it. If you guys haven't seen any of the videos, you'll see how much fun I have. I'm a goofball, and I enjoy it, whether it's painting, 3D printing, or opening up some figures. It's a good time. So I do lives on Wednesdays at 7 Mountain Time, which would be what 9 Eastern and 6 o'clock Pacific. I do just an hour or two of just having fun. I don't ever have a topic. I just go on, and whatever happens happens, and we have a good time. It's been a lot of fun. So and then Instagram too. I kind of post pictures here and there, but I've been getting into a little bit more customizing and painting and stuff like that. So it's definitely been fun.
Guys, check out Kenzo's creations on YouTube. He's an amazing customizer, and of course, he's doing some more great stuff. YouTube is a difficult game, but we're all trying our best to entertain you guys and just grow our communities. So thank you guys again for being here tonight. Kenzo, thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate it. Tommy, thanks for another great show and guests. Always good to wind down the weekend with other like-minded folks. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate it. Looking forward to more work from you on the Mondo scale. Thank you so much, Tommy. Great to see
Hell
you
yeah.
here. Someone's calling me. I'm gonna have to put it to bed
Just
right
got that Evelyn ordered. Oh my goodness. Oh,
now. Yeah. Okay.
she's a good
So,
one.
guys, I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, and thank you, Peep Show Najri. I really appreciate it. You are the best. Jim's in the chat. Good to see you, brother. We're winding down. It's pretty much the end of the night. Time scales. Kenny's channel rocks. Yes, it does. Kenny's channel does rock.
Appreciate it, Greg.
Vaz Zone. Jay, the most humble person. Take the compliment, please. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. All right, guys. I'm going to wind down. We are calling it a night. Thank you again, Kenzo, for everything. Hope you guys are all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Good journey. Geek proud, everybody.
See ya.